To others how you're doing, what's weighing on your mind, that you're happy right now, that your body's healthy, and that those around you are taken care of too. Arkansas Blue Cross and Blue Shield has been taking care of Arkansans for more than 75 years, providing health insurance and peace of mind. So you and the ones you love can live your best life your whole life long. Take good care, Arkansas.
Razorback fans are loyal, and Domino's rewards loyalty. With Domino's Rewards, you can earn rewards points towards free pizza any way you order, not just online, including orders placed by phone or in-store too. Sign up at Domino's.com/rewards. Only one order per day earns points.
You work hard for your business, so First Security works hard for you. We offer tools to improve cash flow, pay bills faster, and more. What's your better? Get there with us. First Security. Bank better. FSBank.com. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hey, the Razorbacks will be in Oklahoma by the close of business today. They'll headquarter in Tulsa tonight and then take about an hour bus ride tomorrow morning to take on Oklahoma State. The Cowboys are ranked. They're 1-0. The Hogs are not ranked, but they're 1-0 as well. Sam Pittman says the Pokes will be a handful.
They're good in all phases. Defensively, they have a lot of good players. In all three levels, they're very good. Up front on the offensive line, they have 200-plus starts coming back there. Obviously, Ollie Gordon is won the Doak Walker, the best back in college football a year ago. Bowman the quarterback does exactly what they ask him, and then Presley, the slot, very, very dynamic guy. And then they went in the portal and got number one from Washington State, really good player, and they already had 10 Owens.
We're on the air with the pregame show at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Hope you'll make plans to be with us then, and hope you'll be with us next week for more of the Razorback Report.
We'll return Monday with more of the Arkansas Blue Cross Razorback Report. Arkansas Blue Cross local experts will make insurance easy. Find your nearest Arkansas Blue Welcome Center at arcbluecross.com/locations. And take good care, Arkansas.
Arkansas fans, it's Clint Sterner here. Fellas, if you're wondering why you don't have the same energy that you used to have, it could be low testosterone. Know this, you're not alone, and testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT, is the solution. Not just any TRT, not the random places offering standard treatments. No, sir. Bottom line, you need to go see the experts, the pioneers in the TRT game. That's Low T Center. Advanced therapy, personalized treatments, over a decade of experience to back it all up. It'll change your life. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Find your next family SUV at Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. You can count on the stylish, reliable Chevy Equinox, ranked #1 for long-term dependability among compact SUVs. Or get behind the wheel of the rugged, roomy Chevy Tahoe, perfect for all your family's adventures on the road ahead. Let the journey begin. For a family SUV that goes the distance, head to Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville at 1301 TP White Drive. Use the new 10A exit to reach them from Little Rock. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Joel Young.
Happy Friday to you. A cold front finally arrives tonight. That'll bring 1 or 2 showers and storms, and then we gradually clear out through the night. Temperatures down to the mid-60s to start your Saturday, then breezy Saturday with plenty of sunshine, a north wind 10 to 15 miles per hour, highs around 81 degrees, then into the 50s Saturday night. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Joel
Riverfront Steakhouse Special. Dinner for 2 for $60. 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, 2 sides, and our famous salad bar. Only $60. Good Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
Proudly serving Little Rock and the surrounding areas, All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is your trusted one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. From auto repair to buying tires, our experienced technicians and tire experts will provide personalized care and expert advice to help keep you and your family safe on the road. Any car, any job. Our goal is to make your experience quick and easy. Visit us today in Little Rock or Mapleville or online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Southland Casino Hotel's free annual Trucktoberfest is Saturday, October 5th. Enjoy some of the best food trucks, spirits, and craft beer in the Mid-South. Plus, experience music from several live acts, including Living Color, with openers Haley Reinhart, Southern Avenue, and Ariella. The action runs from noon until 10 p.m. Did we mention admission is free and all ages are welcome? Don't miss out on the fun at Southland Casino Hotel's annual Trucktoberfest. Must be 21 plus to enter casino. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Hi, I'm David Dunn with Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, Arkansas's most trusted, highly rated, locally owned, and family-operated heavy and medium-duty diesel repair service. From Fords to Freightliners, specializing in suspensions, transmissions, brakes, DPF systems, and complete engine rebuilds. Tired of paying high dealership prices with long wait times? Let Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer get your truck back on the road where it belongs. Take Exit 7 off of I-440. That's Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer.
At the heart of historic downtown Russellville, the Old Bank offers an upscale dining experience. With the freshest ingredients and creative touches, their menu has an item for everyone. From their signature lump crab cake to a classic blue cheese poutine, BLT wedge salad to hand-cut prime steaks. They aim to cater everyone. And that's not all. Upstairs at the Old Bank, you can enjoy live entertainment Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with trivia, comedy shows, karaoke, live music, and more. Old Bank in downtown Russellville.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, welcome into Out of Bounds. What's going on, everybody? Glad you're with us. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin with you outside the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios today because we're at Gwatney Chevrolet today. The Gwatney Chevrolet Studio moves to the actual Gwatney Chevrolet. If you're out and about, want to come out and hang out with us? Come on, let's go. We're going to talk sports for the next 3 hours. We got a great way to kick off the weekend last night with an awesome NFL game. Ravens and Chiefs lived up to all the hype. We've been building up, talking about this game, talking about the start of the NFL season. You got your fantasy drafts. We made all of our predictions, and the first game lived up to it, man. That was so much fun. Kept you all the way to the very end. I mean, literally the very end. And I don't know, Joe, if you could end the game any better unless he makes the catch and you go for the 2-point conversion, and then it's all or nothing. But that was a fantastic finish last night, and great job for the Ravens and for the Chiefs last night. Just very entertaining.
Yeah, both teams played at a high level. The Ravens came up just a little bit short. But already on that last drive, had a feeling that if they scored, if they got in that position, they were going to go for the win. And that would have been an early statement for this season. But you wanted to have a winner and decide it either way as opposed to go into overtime, and that's what the Ravens were going to try to do.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing during that last drive. I'm like, man, if they score here, you think they'd go for 2? And I was debating in my head, going back and forth, thinking what they would do. And then as soon as they score, at least we thought they score, they show that of Harbaugh, and he's over there, 2, waving everybody back out there. And I'm like, here we go, all or nothing right here. And then they show the replay. I'm like, I think his foot was out of bounds. And then they show another one. I'm like, it is out of bounds. And then they show another one. It is out of bounds. Wow. And the camera angles, kudos to NBC last night. I know they have a ton of cameras, but still to capture it like they did, it was very obvious and clear that toe was out of bounds and game was going to be over.
Yeah, and funny, after the game, Patrick Mahomes, he's asked about it. Ravens, they still felt like because it was called a touchdown, it has to be inconclusive or conclusive evidence to overturn it. Now, from the camera angles, it did look conclusive, but it was so close that they felt like it shouldn't have been overturned. And then Patrick Mahomes, he was funny in post game where he said, "Well, next time, how about he just wears white shoes, and then the white shoes would blend in, the cleats would blend in with the out of bounds."
Yeah, it was very conclusive. You can wish and hope all you want, but from an outside opinion, there was nothing. It was close, but it was conclusive, and he was out of bounds. I couldn't understand what the Ravens were. Once again, Ravens game plan. And remember, we were talking yesterday on the number of rushes for Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
What did he finish with? 17? Was it 17?
No,
13?
Yeah, about that. But we did say combined. He and Lamar 30. Combined, it was 29. So it was 16 and 13.
I'm sorry. He's got to have more than 13 carries.
Well, no, the Chiefs countered it big time. Chris Jones was a problem getting into that backfield, so they had to go with a little bit of a different route there. So it was more about what the Chiefs were able to do from a defensive standpoint.
You just got to be better than that. You got to be better than that defensive line, and you've got to force the issue a little bit. 13 times from one of the best running backs in the NFL, that's not good enough.
Well, first of all, they had offensive line issues also, couldn't get lined up, and that's something that NFL is enforcing as a new rule this year where they're not allowing those tackles to get that jump back and even the alignment. They want them to be with the center's belt line. And the Ravens got called for that 3 or 4 times, and they probably could have gotten called for it even more.
Okay, so they threw it 41 times, Joe. Derrick Henry ran it 13. Lamar Jackson ran it 16 times, but a lot of those are on scrambles when he's trying to throw the ball. I don't know how many. Oh, it's raining outside.
Here's the other thing about that, though. Ravens had 74 plays overall. Chiefs only had 50. And so the Ravens, it wasn't a huge deal as far as time of possession. It was about 6 minutes more, but they ran 24 more plays. They had more opportunities altogether.
And what were the Ravens doing the last 2 plays of the game? Chris Jones, did you see who was blocking him?
Was it Isaiah Likely on one of them?
No, it was a running back.
Oh, yeah, chipping on him.
Just no chipping, Joe. It's one-on-one. Justice Hill trying to block Chris Jones. And he has Lamar Jackson running around in the pocket.
Yeah.
It entirely influenced the throw on the next to last play. He has a receiver wide open running across the middle of the end zone. He's running for his life because Chris Jones is getting blocked by a running back, and he throws it and misses the receiver by 5 yards.
Well, he thought the receiver was going to stop on the route where he was open, but he kept going across. Because he knew he was open, there was nobody around him. He kept going across. Lamar threw it to the spot where he was, and he moved to the next spot. That's going to happen, but
if he's not under pressure, it doesn't, Joe. If he's not under pressure, he stands there in the pocket, and he doesn't have to get rid of it, and he sees he keeps running, and he leads him a little bit, and it's a touchdown.
There's a bigger deal there, too, though. When they got down in that situation, of course, you don't want to leave the Chiefs any time, but there were seconds left. How about you clock the ball and you give yourself 3 chances at the end zone? Because it's going to be second down there. And you give yourself 3 chances at the end zone with minimal time on the clock.
Yeah, I thought they were going to clock it. After the big play to the tight end, I thought they were going to go down and clock it, and they ran a play, and then that only gave them one more play with 5 seconds left. And even on the last play, Chris Jones running around, Lamar Jackson going back, going forward, going back, going forward, just trying to buy some time because of Chris Jones. And if the throw's just a hair better, it doesn't have to be a lot. It wasn't a terrible throw. It wasn't a bad throw. But what if it's a perfect throw? Gets his foot down, touchdown. Game over.
Yeah,
or at least we get a chance for a 2-point conversion. It just is crazy to me. One of the best defensive linemen in the NFL, and you've got a running back blocking him. And the tackle, you know what the tackle did? He went down to the guard, helped the guard on a double team, but didn't need the double team, so he was just standing there. He was just standing there, not blocking anybody, and Chris Jones is going outside with running back one-on-one.
We have a few highlights from last night's game. Let's hear some of the clips there.
What did you think of that last play? You know, it was their offense, and watching the replay and seeing how it all.
Yeah, no, definitely nerve-wracking. I mean, because it looked good from my angle on the sideline, but then the first view you could see the cleat. So that's a great football team, and I'm sure we'll see them again at some point in the playoffs. So now we're happy with the win now, and he's got to wear white cleats next time. That's my advice for him.
Yep, it stuck out like a sore thumb, that's for sure. The other big story today, at least for me, it has to do with the Razorbacks. Joe, have you seen the line this morning?
Has it moved a lot?
A lot. It was 7.5 yesterday.
How much money did you put on this thing?
It's 9.5 now. Oklahoma State is favored by 9.5 at Bet Saracen. It has gone up 2 points in 24 hours. I'm so glad Neil's coming on to help us understand this. Usually when this happens, you think there is a ton of money that's come in on one team. And in this case, it would be Oklahoma State. And maybe that's all that's happened, that all this late money is coming in on Oklahoma State and has pushed it 2 points. That is a ton of money to come in to push it up 2 points. I mean, it takes a lot of money just to move it a half a point, 1 point. We're talking 2 whole points. And the only other thing that's happened today, the Razorbacks lost a backup wide receiver. He has left the team. He announced it this morning. Stevens.
Bryce
Stevens. Backup punt returner. I don't know if he's even second string, maybe third string wide receiver. He played a little bit against UAPB. It doesn't move the needle for me at all. It's like, okay, and I understand why he's leaving. He's leaving because he's not getting any playing time. He's watched these other receivers come in and take away what, he thought this was going to be his year. This is going to be his chance. So Bobby Petrino, all the receivers, and, he's going to have his big breakout year, and he finds himself buried on the depth chart. And he saw last week the playing time's not there, and you got all these other young wide receivers coming in and getting more playing time. So he left the team today, and that's fine. He wants to play, and I'm not going to trash the guy for wanting to go play somewhere else. Okay, so be it. But that's not going to move the line.
No, not at all.
I have no idea what's going on. So I'm glad Neil Atkinson's coming on at 2:30. Yesterday after we had Levi Sterling on, he said,
Did you say Levi? Is his name Levi?
What did Levi? Lee Sterling, yeah.
Well, I thought maybe you knew because you guys both went to Texas State. You know him as Levi.
No, Lee Sterling. And he said take Arkansas outright. He thinks Arkansas is going to win the game. You can be safe and take the points. You can be aggressive and go money line on the Razorbacks. And so I'm thinking more national handicappers are starting to see it that way, and the word's getting out. He's telling his people, and he's telling radio stations across the country. And I was thinking the line was going to go down a little bit, and lo and behold, it has gone up 2 points.
Trip Keeter joins us in studio. Trip, you have some thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, I was about to talk about Bryce Stevens a bit because I do sympathize for the guy because it was I think it was third year on the Hogs roster, and not many Hog fans really got to see him except for one play. I am glad that this big play was like pretty much his only one that's memorable as a Hog. It's a couple of years ago when we were playing Missouri State when Bobby was coaching them, and the Hogs were down in the game. Everyone was like, "Oh no, we're about to have another big upset loss." Then who comes in but Bryce Stevens and returns a punt like 70-something yards to the house. Razorback Stadium goes crazy, and all of a sudden there's a buzz in the place, and the Hogs pull off a win. So I do kind of feel bad for him because he had such an electric play as a Hog, but I guess that just really shows how deep our wide receiver room is this year.
By the way, Bryce Stevens did not catch a pass against UAPB and was not even thrown to. He is
that's a problem.
Not a target.
That's a problem.
Tesla.
That's why he wanted out.
Jordan Anthony, Tyrone Broden, Coffrey Brown, Monte Harrison, Cross Johnson, running back, Isaiah Satania, Davion Dozier, C.J. Brown, all wide receivers that were targeted or had a catch against UAPB. Now, Bryce Stevens did have the punt return, right, against UAPB that was called back?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did just receive a call that was a correction. It wasn't Bryce Stevens who left the team. It was Jaden Wilson. That's what I was just told.
That's right. You're right. It's Jaden Wilson.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
I was about to be really sad because Bryce, like I said, had that electric play against Missouri State a couple years ago, and he's got speed. He's got talent. But I didn't catch the name of that call. I think he just wanted to remain anonymous. But thank you, caller, for correcting us there.
No, that's exactly right. It's Jaden Wilson. I get the two confused all the time because you know why? They're in the same boat. Jaden Wilson, not targeted, didn't have a catch against UAPB.
But Bryce Stevens is somebody who's more known to common fans because he has made some plays.
Jaden Wilson did play. I see him on the participation chart, so he got in the game. But no catches, no targets. Dang.
So we apologize to Bryce.
To Bryce.
To Bryce, yeah. I was the reason why I was like so empathetic for him is because I was at that Missouri State game and I felt just the energy spike as soon as he took that punt to the house. I lost my mind. Everybody else in the stadium lost their mind. So it was just a core memory, as the kids say these days, as my generation says these days. So thank you again for that correction.
thanks. Point Stanzo, it's a backup wide receiver that's had very little contribution to the team over the years and has left the game. So that cannot be what's affecting the points.
No, not at all. That's not it.
The only thing
people are feeling good about Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Their fans may have stepped up, and then maybe nationally people have caught wind of what this line is, what Arkansas looked like, and what Oklahoma State looked like last week, and this is a game they want to play.
You know, one of the things that worries me sometimes when a line moves this much is when Vegas, and they know these things. They know about injuries before we do. I hope they haven't found out something we don't know yet about this Razorback team about a significant injury, and that hasn't been reported. That's the other thing that can move a line. Now, it would have to be someone significant for it to move that much. And so this is just pure speculation. But to me, that's the only things that could cause the line to move that much. A ton of money coming in on Oklahoma State, or Vegas knowing about an injury or a suspension or something that would cause a major player not to be playing in the game.
Whatever it is, it won't be a secret for long. We'll find out soon.
Well, and here soon, once we start SEC play, we'll have a injury report. We'll have a report coming out on Wednesday of whether they're doubtful, whether they're they're limited in practice, and then on Saturday, the day of the game, we will have before the game if a guy's in, out, not playing, or he's a game time decision. That only applies to SEC games. So this week it doesn't apply to SEC Big 12.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. I was about to be like, is that only for conference games? I guess my understanding was it could just be for any game or any big game, really.
Yeah, just conference games only, and so it was debuted this week for the first time.
And it is because it's an SEC deal, so you can't really enforce that on other teams when you're playing
right,
games.
Okay.
And so we have a participation log on Kentucky and South Carolina this week, the first SEC game of the season.
Yeah.
We got time if you want. Take some phone calls, 661-1037, 661-1037. Let's go to John Mark. He is in Benton. What's up, John Mark?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. So I'm just going to preface this by saying I hate when people call in y'all's station and do what I'm fixing to do. So I'm being a hypocrite, and I apologize. But I was talking to a couple of guys, and they said they had been reading. And have y'all heard anything about Landon Jackson getting hurt today and not playing tomorrow? Have y'all heard anything about that?
What?
Like I said, I've talked to a few people who have mentioned that independently, and so I just was going to, y'all are more in the know than I am, and so I just didn't know. And it kind of rolled into just what y'all were talking about money coming in and everything, so I just didn't know if y'all had heard that or, if you want to comment on that or anything, I sure appreciate it.
All I was told was there was an injury.
Sorry.
There was an injury, but they didn't believe it was significant. That's all I was told. So hopefully that is the case. And no big. He was on the morning show this morning. Now, not that he would necessarily offer
he wasn't
the information that guys, I got hurt in practice this week and I'm not playing tomorrow. But he was on the morning show, so take it for that. I did not hear the interview, so I don't know what was said or if he even kind of indicated about how excited he was to be playing in the game. That would give you the thought that he's playing. But when I was told this, they thought it was nothing significant. It was a minor deal, and that's all they were. All that was to it.
Now, he is the best player on the defense, one of the best players returning to the team altogether. But for him, would he move the needle like that? We're talking about players moving the needle and moving the money significantly like that. Does Landon Jackson do that for this Razorbacks team?
I'd say no. I mean, I like Landon a lot, and he's very valuable as a defensive end and can be a game changer like he was against Alabama. But to me, it
would have to be more like a Taylor Green.
And that's it, honestly, Joe. I mean, because of the different – Andrew Armstrong didn't play last week. I mean, we saw how deep they are at wide receiver. Jaden Wilson quit today. Running backs, even if Jaquindon Jackson, something, the word like, he wasn't playing. I feel like they got four others.
Right.
I don't know that there's somebody on this team besides Taylor Green that would move the needle that much for Vegas.
And then there would be people that would argue that about Malachi Singleton, how he's looked, that it could be a better situation. And that's always the most popular player on a football team is the backup quarterback a lot of times.
Always. Until he gets out there.
Yeah.
They're like, we need a starter back in there. All right, we'll take the break a little early. When we come back, we are going to make some predictions. James Miller's going to join us live at Guatney Chevrolet today. He wants to make some picks with us, Joe. He says he loves doing picks.
That sounds good.
So we'll make some picks. Got a long list here of college and NFL games. Joe went 5-0 last week. Forget about Lee Sterling. Listen to Joe. Make some money.
That's just picking the game straight up. Now, there are deals where you can do that. You can get into a picks deal and you can, wager like that. But when there's money lines involved, it's a whole new element, whole different element.
We are just getting started. 2.5 more fun hours to go. Live at Guatney Chevrolet. It's Out of Bounds.
Coach Kevin Kelly joins the Zone each Wednesday, presented by the Wooded Rock Athletic Club. The indoor pickleball facility is now open with observation areas, flat screens, and a snack bar.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas takes on 16th-ranked Oklahoma State in Stillwater tomorrow at 11 a.m. on ABC. Radio coverage will be on the Buzz starting at 7 a.m. with a Hog Wild pregame show thanks to Mud Connections. Stay tuned afterwards for the fifth quarter postgame show thanks to First Security. Arkansas State hosts Tulsa and Jonesboro tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. Then the Central Arkansas Bears will play the Lindenwood Lions at 6 o'clock on The Point, 94.1. Pregame starts at 5 p.m. And nationally, the most notable game of the college football weekend is third-ranked Texas taking on 10th-ranked Michigan at 11 a.m. on Fox. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Roger Scott is at it again with his Razorback Song of the Week, presented by Dr. Jimmy Tucker at Ortho, Arkansas. Join Morning Mayhem each week as the smooth, dulcet tones of Roger Scott bring you his Razorback Song of the Week. It's all brought to you by Dr. Jimmy Tucker at Ortho, Arkansas, and your fun and game station 103.7 The Buzz.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Tune in to 103.7 The Buzz as Justin Acree and DJ Williams broadcast live from each meeting of the Wooded Rock Touchdown Club, brought to you by Arkansas Urology. Justin and DJ will broadcast live from the Doubletree downtown, bringing you interviews with each speaker and their comments to the club live. Monday, the Wooded Rock Touchdown Club welcomes NFL great Eric Dickerson. That's The Zone live at the Wooded Rock Touchdown Club, brought to you by Arkansas Urology.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. At the age of 32, Franz Kafka wrote The Metamorphosis, a parable which begins with the line, "As Gregor Samsa awoke one morning from uneasy dreams, he found himself transformed in his bed into a giant insect. And you thought you had a bad night." 100 years after his death, the adjective Kafkaesque continues to stand for nightmarish encounters with impenetrable bureaucracies. Most of us can relate all too well, especially if you live in California, the mecca of overregulation. You will never have to deal with the nightmarish bureaucracies at Doublebee's. Just friendly, competent Arkansans dedicated to helping you find what you need quickly and efficiently. And with all the red tape connected to today's world, isn't that a refreshing change? Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Roger, did you know that Oaklawn Sports is the mobile app that lets you bet anywhere in Arkansas?
Anywhere, so I can bet the over when I'm in Dover.
Indeed you can.
I can take the underdog in Dogtown.
Absolutely.
You're telling me I can bet on the Pigskin and Piggott?
Yep.
Hoops in Humnoke, baseball in Bauxite, long shots in Lavaca?
All of the above.
Anywhere, huh?
Anywhere.
Nice.
Easy to use and even easier to fund. Bet with confidence. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Justin Anker for CertaPro Painters. And if you're like me, you're a bit of a perfectionist, and when you look around your home and you see scuffs and faded colors on your walls, crack peeling paint on the outside of your home, it makes you unhappy. So put a smile on your face by calling CertaPro Painters. Protect that investment with quality painting from CertaPro Painters. They make your experience worry-free, and it all starts with a free estimate. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule that free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. So quit putting off what you should be putting on, and that's new paint with the help of CertaPro Painters. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, live at Gwatney Chevrolet today. James Miller joins us. It's good to be talking to you in person instead of on the phone.
I know it, Wes. It's good to see you guys out here, man. It's good to see you and Joe out. It's been a little while.
Oh, yeah. Always great to see you.
It's good to get out of the studio and to do the show on the road and see everybody.
Yeah.
So, how about that little rain shower out of nowhere?
Yeah, it popped. I didn't have no idea. All of a sudden it started raining. You know, looking at the radar, there's nothing there. Just like a little pop-up, quick little shower. But
it was like the Chiefs game last night.
Yeah.
It had the lightning delay, and I was on the air, and I asked the meteorologist, like, you see anything up there? She's like, and then she zooms way in. There was like one little bitty storm right there that had 2 lightning strikes within the radius of miles that caused them to delay the game. And then there was nothing,
nothing everywhere else,
for a long time.
They're going to be as careful as possible.
Too.
Yes, it was.
Awesome.
Oh, my gosh. That was so much. I mean, you couldn't have scripted it any better to start the NFL
Lamar
season.
Jackson and, you know, the 2 quarterbacks going at it with Mahomes and Jackson. I mean, this is a great way to start an NFL season, yeah.
It really is. All right, we brought you in. We'll talk about Gwatney Chevrolet and all the great things you have coming up here in the next segment. We're going to make picks. Joe and I make picks every Friday.
So who's better at this? I mean,
Joe went 5-0 last week.
Joe
5-0, 4-1. I mean, it's not that big of a difference.
Oh yeah, come on, that's good. I'll take them odds any day.
It was a big difference when I lost USC LSU.
Yeah,
I would have been 5-0. He'd have been 4-1, and I might have won just a little extra change if LSU wouldn't have blown the fourth quarter lead. So
I tried
it
to
was
tell
a big
him.
deal.
He tried to coach
USC,
him,
yeah.
He did. All right, Joe, let's go. What we got this week?
Texas at Michigan. This is a big game where Texas, highly ranked, Michigan, defending national champs. James, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, if we're talking about the game itself, and I don't know if you're talking about the spread, I don't know what it is.
No, just straight up picks.
Straight up picks. Okay, I was making sure I was on the same page, I guess. I like Texas. I just think they're better. I'm not sure that they'll cover at the big house, but I like Texas to win the game. I just think they got a lot of talent all the way across the board. Michigan looks a little rough. New coach and, lost some players, and they did not look very fluid last week. So I like Texas.
Yeah, Texas lost. Michigan lost a lot of players. They have more players drafted last year than anybody else in college football. Their offensive line was awesome. They're gone.
Yep.
Head coach, of course, is gone. A lot of changes there. They didn't look good last week.
No, they didn't.
Texas played Colorado State, similar opponent. I hate Texas, and I'm watching that game, and I'm looking for their flaws. I'm looking, this is why Arkansas is going to beat Texas later this year, and I'm like, still lucky.
They look good. They look really good.
Yeah, they did. I thought they lost all their running backs. Their first team running back, another running back down. I'm like, they're still really good. They lost their defensive tackles to the NFL draft.
Xavier Worthy. Yeah, they lost some stuff.
Wide receivers.
Yeah.
I got to go with, I hate to say it, but I got Texas over Michigan.
Oh.
Think about Michigan, some of the things you mentioned there about losing all those players, head coach is gone. I think any university would trade places with them to win a national championship, and then the following year you lose all that. But Michigan is a tough place to play, but we're all going to agree it's going to be Texas. Arkansas at Oklahoma State.
All right, so this one, I know there's been a lot of weird things happening today with the line. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
You can't tell us?
Been hearing that. I wish I could. I have no idea what's going on. I mean, can't be Jaden Wilson. I mean, the guy just didn't see the field, so he definitely wouldn't have that kind of impact on Vegas guys. But talking straight up, I really, and I'm trying not to be a homer pick here, but I watched Oklahoma State play. I watched Arkansas play, and Arkansas looks like a more talented team than Oklahoma State. When I watched them both, side by side. I know it's UAPB, so you might not got a good feel for that, but just looking at the talent on both sides, I know they got 6-year seniors offensive line, but they don't look like a great offensive line. You can have old people that aren't very good, and I just think the talent is better on Arkansas's roster, and I really feel like they're going to go in and get the win. I'm trying not to be a homer pick. I just really feel like they're going to do it.
What about a score, James?
31-27.
31-27, like that.
Yep.
I went back and looked at some of the early season SEC games because, Oklahoma State, Power 4 team. Arkansas went on the road, Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU played A&M neutral site, and the defense was giving up anywhere from 24 to 31 points against those teams. That's going to be the key. If Arkansas can keep Oklahoma State in the 20s, give me Bobby Petrino in that offense. I think they can win the game. If they give up 30-something points, then I'm a little bit more nervous that they're going to, outscore Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State will be better this week because of the competition they played last week. South Dakota State is a much better opponent than UAPB. South Dakota State, number 1 in FCS, 2-time defending champion. They pushed Oklahoma State a little bit. That was good for Oklahoma State. They learned from it. They got exposed. There were some flaws. They're fixing those flaws this week. They're working on some of those issues. Arkansas wasn't exposed anywhere. I'm sure they went back and saw, you took a wrong step here, or this route wasn't deep enough, but they weren't pushed.
Didn't learn a whole lot
I think that
from
makes a difference this week. And until I see it from Arkansas, I got to go against Arkansas. I got to go with Oklahoma State, and being on the road too. Yeah, it's a big difference. It's sold out. They're so fired up. I buy into this whole Big 12 versus SEC. Because they lost Texas, Oklahoma, they would love nothing more than at the end of the game be going Big 12, or SEC sucks, SEC, whatever. There's a little chip on their shoulder to beat an SEC team, even though it's Arkansas. I'm going with Oklahoma State being at home. If it was neutral site, maybe Arkansas. If it's Fayetteville, for sure Arkansas.
Same type of deal here. I'm favoring the home team, going with Oklahoma State. And Arkansas does have some things to prove, and this is a game where they can prove a lot. So if they're able to come away with a win here, then their arrow will be pointed up. But I have Oklahoma State 30-21. What about a score from you, Wes?
Yeah, I'll definitely take Arkansas on those 9.5 points. I think it's a lot. I think it's a one-possession game, just like many of the road games last year were one-possession games. I'm going to go Oklahoma State 34-28.
All right, Tennessee at NC State, and there's been a lot of talk about this game also. What do you think, James?
Yeah, there has, and after watching Tennessee, and I didn't get to see a lot of NC State, but after watching Tennessee playing, they're pretty impressive. And again, competition, you got to take that into account. But they look pretty impressive. And if we're talking straight up, I just can't see NC State beating them. I know it's on the road and all that, but again, the talent level on those two rosters, I just can't see Tennessee dropping that game.
Okay, I'm going to go against you again. I'm going to go North Carolina State. We had our guy Lee Sterling on yesterday, and Grayson McCall. Got to watch him in person at Arkansas State a couple years ago. He's been around now for like 6-7 years. I don't know who's been there longer, McCall or the Oklahoma State quarterback. But he pointed it out yesterday, and Tennessee secondary is a mess. And he feels like Grayson McCall and those North Carolina State receivers are going to carve up Tennessee tomorrow, be able to throw the ball a lot. He really liked how Grayson McCall played late in the game for North Carolina State last week. That felt like it started clicking for him, that, maybe some growing pains the first couple of quarters.
Yeah, they did struggle, at first.
And then had a big finish, and he thinks that big finish leads to North Carolina State. He picked the upset, take the points, take North Carolina State upright. I like what he's saying, and I'm going to go with North Carolina State.
I'm going Tennessee. I think Tennessee gets it done. Believe in that offense that Tennessee has, and their quarterback is dynamic. Colorado at Nebraska.
Man, I tell you, I so firmly believe that Nebraska will beat them. I don't even have a question about this game, honestly. Colorado's defense is absolutely terrible. They don't protect the quarterback well. I think Nebraska's got a great quarterback. Freshman looked really good last week. I know he's a freshman, but he looked really, really good. It's at Nebraska. I don't even see any way Colorado beats him. I really don't. I mean, I know Nebraska's not a powerhouse. I'm not going there, but from what I've seen in Colorado, they just aren't there, just especially defensively. I know they can score some points, but they're just not there defensively to be able to stop anybody.
I think I'll go against you again.
Thanks, Wes, man.
Yeah.
Hey, one of us going to be right, one's going to be wrong.
No doubt.
Like, right?
All the way down.
All the way down the line, except for Texas.
Yeah, I like. Can I take the over?
No,
yeah,
no,
that's,
you can't.
now that's what I'm thinking.
That'd be a
lot
different
of
story.
points.
Yeah, that'd be a different story.
I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's 70. I think they go over it.
Yeah.
I think it may score 80, 90 in this game.
We need to see where that is.
I think it's going to be a very entertaining game to watch. And when you get a high-scoring game like that, I'll go ahead and roll my dice with the guys at Colorado that can just outscore them and maybe get one stop here or there. But I'll go ahead and take. I think Colorado's favored by 7 in this game.
Oh, that line now, that may be a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a closer game than that.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, Nebraska's not by a powerhouse by any means, but
no.
I'm just not a Colorado. I hadn't bought into that yet.
Freshman quarterback for Nebraska,
Yep.
first big game for him.
He
At-
wants to be
at home.
he wants to be Patrick Mahomes so badly.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Wears the same number, runs like him, and emulates him. But he did get off to a good start. He definitely looks the part. I'm going Colorado here also. I think offensively they have a little bit more there, and they'll be able to get it done. Tonight's game. Now, we had a Thursday night game. We have a game tonight on Friday. NFL, Packers, Eagles in Brazil.
In Brazil for the first time. Yeah, that's going to be different. This game, I like the Eagles. I think, Jalen Hurts, Saquon's going to be a huge benefit to them. They started relying so much on the passing game towards the end of last year, and I think that really hurt them. And it may have been, I don't know why they did it, honestly. I mean, they had good talent there at the back, but they started really throwing the ball a lot more towards the end of the year. And I think having him, just like you saw with Lamar last night, just having the threat of Derrick Henry there in the backfield will open up a lot of things for Jalen Hurts, and I think the Eagles will get it done. Go against me, Wes. Go ahead. I already know it's coming.
I'm going Green Bay.
Well, he's not picking the Eagles ever.
Well, first of all right, Philly, after last year's collapse, have they fixed that? Have they fixed the issues? I know they got a new OC,
two new
coordinators. DC. They brought in Saquon, but that was a mess last year. To be 10-1 and finish the season 11-6. That's a collapse.
And lose the playoff game.
Yeah.
The way they did.
I can't go with Philly
You're
after
not buying that,
the way they finished last year. And maybe they come out and they do the same thing this year and get off to a great start. They're 10-1 and prove me wrong, but until I see it on the field that they fixed this, lost their center, best center in football with Kelsey. So and not that I love Green Bay either, because I've said it numerous times. I'm not a Jamar Love or
Jordan
Love fan. I think he got vastly overpaid for a half a season. And really, the second half of the season, he had his running back going crazy for him, Aaron Jones, averaging like 120 yards a game. That opened up a lot of things. Aaron Jones is gone. What's that do to Green Bay this year?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Now, the Eagles have prepared on both sides of the ball for some of these older players, but Fletcher Cox is another guy they're missing on that defensive side. So, yeah, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, two staples that have been there for a long time, not there anymore. But they built up that defensive line. But I'm going to go Packers here also. I think Matt LaFleur, there's something about his offensive mind and what he's able to bring to a game plan. Steelers at Falcons.
I already know where you're going, Joe. I already feel that coming on. But, and I like the Steelers. I do like the Steelers this year a lot. But I think Kirk Cousins is going to be a little bit of a difference maker for the Falcons this year. At home, at Atlanta, I do like the Steelers a lot this year, and I think they're going to be a much improved team. But I got a feeling about this one. I think Atlanta. I'm going to go Atlanta on this one.
I'll go Atlanta. I saw this morning.
Finally.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson hasn't been practicing, still dealing with the calf issue. That's scary. You've chronicled the tackle issues enough. I'm not saying the Steelers are going to be a bad team just because they lose the first week, but I think with all the uncertainty, especially at quarterback, it's hard for me to pick the Steelers in this one. I'll go with Atlanta being at home.
Well, this is where that quarterback competition was so close, and Russell Wilson comes away as the starter. If he's not able to go, it's Justin Fields. It's his time to shine, going back home to a place where he's from. And, James, I'll have to show you something during the break. You talk about that home crowd. It's like a home game for the Steelers, to be honest, because there are a lot of Steelers fans that go to that game.
They travel, it's like Cowboys fans.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Steelers here, getting it done in Atlanta. They It always seems to be a close game. And here's the other thing: Mike Tomlin, Raheem Morris, they know each other. They have a really good relationship, and they know what the other is thinking at all times. So it's going to be highly competitive. Texans at Colts.
This will be a fun game. I really do think, Anthony Richardson back healthy now again, and his little short sample size. I mean, he was pretty dynamic with his legs, especially at the beginning of the year before he got hurt. But, obviously the Texans, their offense. I think the Texans last year, just seeing what they built and what they kind of had with the receivers that they found out about a little bit with Tank Dell. And, I really think the Texans are going to be one of the better teams in the AFC this year, and I'm going to go with the Texans in it.
Yeah, I'm torn on this one because I do think the Colts are better. I like their draft pick, Latu.
Yeah.
Latu.
Yeah.
Latu. I like him a lot. He's going to make a difference on the defense. They already had a good defense. Anthony Richardson back. Houston adding these pieces, it's very critical for them to get off to a good start with all this hype and the pieces that they've added, mixing it running back. I'm going to go with the Texans. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger and go with the Texans. I'm not an Anthony Richardson fan. I'm not.
I'm not either, but he is pretty dynamic with his legs,
No doubt.
and if he can complete enough passes there, he's going to be a good one, I think, this year. But I still like the Texans.
That guy is so talented. When he was at Florida, there was a game that they went into. They had already ruled him out, but he's out on the field before the game turning back flips. He had a pulled hamstring, but he's turning back flips on the field in a game that he's not going to play. I'm going Colts here, though. I like Anthony Richardson's return. Here's one that's pretty interesting, a battle of Florida, Jags at Dolphins.
Yeah, and I think I got the home team here. I like the Dolphins. I think Tua's kind of really matured in that offense, and him and McDaniel have good rapport, and he feels comfortable in that offense and the weapons they have there. I mean, when you got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and the running backs, A-Chain and Mostert. I mean, they're a pretty loaded offensive roster, and the Jags just can't seem to offensively get enough going for me to buy into them. I'd go Dolphins at home.
I'm going to go Miami, too. I like Jacksonville. I just think this is a bad matchup for them. I think Miami scores too much for Jacksonville to keep up. I still think Jacksonville's going to have a good year. It's just if the Dolphins go score 30-plus points, which I think they will, I think it's hard for the Jaguars to keep pace and outscore Miami, especially in Miami. So I'm going with Miami.
Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing. Speed all over the field for Dolphins, going Dolphins. Cowboys at Browns.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not one of the Cowboy guys around here. But again, their roster is just so much better. I think the Cowboys, even on the road, I think they have enough weapons there. That they'll get it done even on the road. Can't buy into the Browns. Can't buy into Deshaun Watson completely. I just think the Cowboys will get that one done.
Yeah, it's going to be a defensive battle.
Yep.
I don't know if either team scores in the 20s. If a team does score in the 20s, I think that team wins. The first team to 20 wins, but I don't even know if they get to 20. So in the defensive battle, I think Dallas has just enough offense to score enough to win this game like 13-10. It could be 13-10, 14-10. But I like the Dallas defense a lot. And then especially going up against the Cleveland offense. Dallas made a lot of their priority was to fix the run game. Went out and got some big defensive tackles. Went out and Zimmerman went and got his linebacker from Minnesota to add to what Dallas had at linebacker. They're going to play more 3 linebackers in a game this year. Last year, it was weird. They'd play a running team with tight ends in the game. They'd go with 2 linebackers and have an extra safety in there. And you're like,
why?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
They're not going to do that this year with Mike Zimmer. They're going to have the linebackers in there. So I think it's a low-scoring game in Dallas with their kicker. They got a great kicker, just enough to win.
You went with kicker.
Well, it may be.
Kicker put him over there.
Yeah.
This could be, 12-10. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cowboys also. I think they have a little bit of an edge, and overall they get it done because of Dak. Dak makes a play late, and they're able to get it done. Rams at Lions, Sunday night game.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one too. I really, really like the Lions this year. I mean, I think they're going to be a dark horse contender to push all the way out into the playoffs and beyond. I just look at their weapons at receiver and and defensively are better. I love their coach. I like his style. I like the way he gets them prepared, and I think the Lions at home are that's a solid pick for me. I like the Lions.
I got Detroit too. I love the quarterback matchup.
Yeah, it's fun.
Goff against
Coming
Stafford
back.
again. Yep. But first week of the season to have this matchup, I think that it's going to be a great environment for a game in opening week. It's going to be tough for the Rams inside that dome, how loud it's going to be offensively. They've lost some key pieces, especially to defense, so I'm going to go with Detroit.
This is a game I can see going either way, so I'm going to give the edge to the home team and the Lions. But think about these quarterbacks, both played in at the other spot, and they both have a lot to prove. Well, Matt Stafford, he doesn't have a lot to prove to Lions fans per se, but it's a place that he played for a long time. He's trying to go back there and get a win. And then with Jared Goff, he does have a lot to prove to those Rams fans and the Rams organization who gave up on him, didn't believe in him. But ultimately, I think Lions get it done here.
Colorado, Nebraska, I'm seeing over under 54.5.
I could see that one going
You
over
could
easy.
move it all the way up to 56.5 and make a little bit more money. I'd go as high as you could go. You could get over 58.5 for plus 110 on Bet Saracen.
Yeah, I could see that one going over
Easily.
Easily.
I think both teams are in the 30s, right?
Oh, yeah.
What am I missing here?
No, that's easily.
Go make some money on that one. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more with James Miller about the deals going on at Gwatney Chevrolet. You can make money at Bet Saracen. You can save money at Gwatney Chevrolet.
At MNB, our reputation speaks for itself. We won't just tell you that we're the best, we'll prove it with our products, services, and commitment to the communities we serve. Technology is constantly changing, and there are more options than ever right at your fingertips. We'll always offer you the latest in technology, and we'll serve it up with great customer service. So when you bank with us, you know you're covered. You keep moving forward. At MNB, we've got your back. Check us out at mnbbank.com.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Arkansas, Montana with Hubbard Power Sports in Russellville. We're your Arkansas Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. Are you looking for your next adventure? On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've got the ride for you. At Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am and Sea-Doo of Russellville, we are proud to say we offer the best customer service around. We've won multiple awards for our level of excellence in many different categories, but our customer service is the one we're the most proud of. Come and see us Monday through Saturday or give us a call. See our current inventory, apply for financing, and value your trade at our website, hubbardpowersports.com.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Birch Tree Communities presents the high school football game of the week with RJ Hawk, Kyle Sutherland, and Josh Neighbors. Every Friday night this football season, the guys will travel the state to find the best matchups in high school football. The Birch Tree Communities High School Game of the Week brought to you in part by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, ASU 3 Rivers, Midtown Plumbing, Roller Funeral Homes, 270 Grill in Poen, and Baptist Health.
It's football and tailgating season, which also means it's Petrus Farm and Grill season. And no tailgate or watch party this fall is complete without the full lineup of Petrus Farm and Grill seasonings and sauces. They've got you covered from burgers to wings, barbecue, and even steaks. Petrus Farm and Grill is locally owned, hoping to bring wonderful experiences for you and your family as you cheer on your favorite team. Shop their online store today or find a retailer near you at petrusfarmgrill.com. Petrus Farm and Grill, masterful blends for exceptional dishes.
Online gaming in our state exists today, whether it's betting horses on your phone, which began over a decade ago, or sports apps like Bet Saracen. Arkansas has legal online gaming now, but Arkansas is also inundated with illegal online casinos, mostly linked to China, and some with ties to organized crime, even terrorism. The question is not, do we want online gaming? It's already here. The question is, do we want to regulate it, protect children from doing it, and prevent offshore companies from making a fortune at our state's expense? Saracen has a plan that will generate millions in new tax dollars. kick out China-linked casinos, and also raise NIL money for every college athletic program in Arkansas. What sports fan would be against raising NIL funds for the Hogs, Red Wolves, UCA, UALR, UAPB, and the other schools? And why?
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
On your way to the Little Rock Airport this morning? While you're away, we're pampering your car. We can fix or replace your windshield, even help file the insurance claim. Imagine returning home to a car that has been washed and detailed, plus had an oil change, brake inspection, even a tire rotation. And if you return to a dead battery or a flat tire, we're there to get you back on the road. Fast, secure parking for less than municipal airport parking. Expressway airport parking, left of the airport entrance.
This month, your lucky number is 7. Strike it rich with the all-new Triple Red 7 scratch-off game from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Scratch off 1 7 to win instantly, 2 to double your prize, and 3 to triple your money. You could win the $200,000 top prize, or any part of more than $9 million in total prizes. Play Triple Red 7s, available now at lottery retailers. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Welcome back today outside the studio because we're at Gwatney Chevrolet, and James Miller's hanging out with us. Y'all set for a big weekend?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. I saw the weather. It's like lows in the 50s, highs like in the 70s, and low humidity. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend. Come out and shop and buy cars for sure.
What do you got this weekend?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got our Silverados. We got the big promotion we started yesterday, actually the first of the month. But you buy a Silverado, you buy a Colorado, you buy a Tahoe, you buy a Suburban, you get a free Yeti cooler, courtesy of us. I mean, you can go anywhere else and buy a Silverado. We realize that, but a few things you aren't going to get. You aren't going to get the kind of service we give you here at Gwatney, and you're not going to get a free Yeti cooler for sure when you go somewhere else. You may get a payment book to go along with it, but you won't get a free Yeti cooler, and we can take care of that here.
Come get your new vehicle to start football season. What a better way to start football season than in a new vehicle?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and you got like I said, you got a little tailgate machine there, and with the Yeti cooler throw in the back, and we also got Tahoe Suburbans. We got about 24 of those. We've never had that kind of inventory of Tahoe Suburbans. You've seen it. You had to order one and wait several months for yours. I mean, it's hard to get a stock of those. We've got a huge selection of those right now too.
What about the Silverados? Plenty of those to choose from also?
Plenty of Silverados to choose from, up to $10,000 off, no payment for 90 days. We're trying to do everything we can to take care of you. We also rolled out today, announced our Gwatney Guarantee program on our used cars, 3 months, 3,000-mile warranty on all our Gwatney Guarantee cars. And so we go through these with a checklist to make sure, engine, transmission, the tires are new or like new, brake pads are new. Like new, we want to make sure when you roll out of here, you got confidence in it, and to back that up to say we know you're not going to have any problems. We're going to offer you a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on the vehicle when it leaves here. So,
that's big time to go through the vehicle and make sure that it's good to go before it even leaves the doors. That puts the customer at ease and lets them know that they have some quality there in the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. And we're all about our customers. We truly, I know a lot of people say it, but we're a family environment here. You're part of our family when you buy a car from us, and so we want to just prove that to you by showing you that.
Yeah, got it when we walked in the door. It was like I walked into my house.
Yeah.
Everybody was, hey, what's going on?
It's like
just
coming
a
home.
good place. Yeah, exactly. And the lot's full. I mean, you got a lot of inventory to choose from.
Yeah, finally the inventory is starting to grow. We've got Traxxas on the lot, which are the hottest selling SUV in Arkansas right now. We sold 40 of them a couple of months ago, so it's just a great time to buy.
Come on out. They'll be here this weekend. We'll hear from James in the second hour. Stick around. Steve Sullivan's coming up. And we got Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. It's Out of Bounds.
Walt Coleman on Morning Mayhem is brought to you by Kentucky Derby winner Sigma Supply with Mystic Dan, now a part of Brady Plus.
The
if
final
you're
4
not
minutes
using
of the
Sigma
65
Supply,
Cotton
you got
Bowl.
low-grade product,
The miracle
man.
on Markham. The stunning overtime win at Ole Miss. Those are memorable Arkansas drives of the past. To that list, let me add a memorable drive of the future. The drive you make to Genesis of Conway and the test drive you take in a Genesis GV80. And like all winning teams, Genesis of Conway has all the answers. Durability, style, dealer incentives. Genesis of Conway. where you get the future of luxury today.
Walt Coleman on Morning Mayhem is brought to you by Kentucky Derby winner Sigma Supply with Mystic Dan, now a part of Brady Plus. If you're not using Sigma Supply, you got low-grade product, man.
Tune in to 103.7 The Buzz every Thursday night at 8 for Between the Mats High School Football Show with your hosts, Matt Wilcox and Matt McJunkins. You'll hear coaches' interviews and player interviews. You'll also get weekly top 10s and player of the week picks for each classification every week, plus t-shirt giveaways and fan interactive pick'em challenges with prizes. Between the Mats on The Buzz each Thursday is brought to you by Hooten's Football, your number one source for Arkansas high school football.
1037 The Buzz.
You know how I am. You guys know how I am. I don't forget anything.
Crushing all the competition.
So you can take that to the bank.
Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
The Department of Health and Human Services is sending nearly $600,000 to UAMS as it works to improve maternal health in Arkansas. The money will fund 2 studies throughout the next 4 years. One will focus on reducing infant death, the other on reducing maternal death. Both studies have the ultimate goal of reducing the disparities in health among people of certain racial and ethnic backgrounds. The likeness of Johnny Cash, set to live in Statuary Hall, is on its way to D.C. An 18-wheeler carrying the heavily packaged statue left the state capitol yesterday. Johnny will arrive in Maryland on Monday and will stay covered up until his grand unveiling September 24th. This ends the 5-year process of getting the Man in Black to Washington. After that, he's expected to be viewed by around 4 million visitors to the Capitol per year. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Clint Conk joins the zone each week on 103.7 The Buzz. Brought to you by Farm Brothers Flying Service, providing crop dusting services to farmers in Southeast Arkansas. Call 870-263-1300.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Joel Young.
Happy Friday to you. A cold front finally arrives tonight. That'll bring 1 or 2 showers and storms, and then we gradually clear out through the night. Temperatures down to the mid-60s to start your Saturday, then breezy Saturday with plenty of sunshine, a north wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Highs around 81 degrees, then into the 50s Saturday night. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Joel Young.
Riverfront Steakhouse Special. Dinner for 2 for $60. 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, 2 sides, and our famous salad bar. Only $60. Good Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Make this summer one to remember by stopping by Arch Marine in North Little Rock. Arch is all about creating fun on our lakes and rivers. You have to come by and see the new 2024 G3 Tri-Tunes, the hottest and coolest ride out there. We're easy to find. Take the Levy exit.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Justin Aker for CertaPro Painters. And if you're like me, you're a bit of a perfectionist. And when you look around your home and you see scuffs and faded colors on your walls, crack peeling paint on the outside of your home, it makes you unhappy. So put a smile on your face by calling CertaPro Painters. Protect that investment with quality painting from CertaPro Painters. They make your experience worry-free, and it all starts with a free estimate. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule that free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. So quit putting off what you should be putting on. And that's new paint with the help of CertaPro Painters. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
You're invited to the grand opening of the Cottages at Texarkana, September 11th, 4 to 6 p.m., 4701 Jefferson Avenue. The Cottages at Texarkana is a brand new long-term care and short-term rehabilitation community. RSVP at cottages@texarkana.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point.
with Joe Fortenbaugh.
What is this idea of, well, it might only be 2 games and then we got to go to Fields? Then go to Fields now. Go to Fields right now and then do it in reverse. Give Fields at 6 games and switch to Wilson if it's not good enough. But the idea that a guy is going to get an opportunity to work for maybe 8 quarters and that's going to be the sole determining factor, then you got very little faith in him. Yeah. Feels like you got a lot more faith in the other guy. And on top of all this, if you're studying this game and watching it on Sunday, here's what you want to watch for. Is Russ throwing the ball over the middle of the field? Is Russ throwing the ball down the field? Because he didn't do that in Denver. People will point to his statistics and they'll say, he didn't have that bad of a season. Bull crap. Don't just look at the numbers. Go watch the game. It's a lot of checkdowns out in the flat. It's a lot of safe throws. He didn't want to take big shots down the middle. He didn't want to take big shots at all. So that's something to watch. If he's not challenging the middle of the field, there's only so much you can do with him from a passing game perspective.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can watch every game, every Sunday, all in one place. Which means you can watch the Dolphins, and the Broncos, and the Lions, and the Cowboys, and the Jets. Or whoever you're rooting for, all in your living room. But not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Watch every game, every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz. It's now time for your Razor Hog Update, presented by Bradford Marine and ATV, your Can-Am super headquarters. Bradford Marine and ATV with many statewide locations. Visit BradfordMarine.com, selling fun since 1971.
All right, we know we got Arkansas, Oklahoma State tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, ABC from Stillwater. Line at Bet Saracen has gone up 2 points to 9.5. You like the Razorbacks, you got to like that line moving up. Although it does kind of make me nervous why all that money is apparently coming in on Oklahoma State across the nation. Other Razorback news, you got the baseball team, fall practice started earlier this week, but they'll have their first scrimmage today. And then the volleyball team, they're hosting a tournament, and they won yesterday in straight sets, the nationally ranked Arkansas volleyball team. So good start for them.
I wonder if anybody with the football line, if they put in some early wagers, if they wanted to cancel those and then go get more points. I'm sure that there are some people thinking about that.
I don't think you can cancel your bet. You can make an additional bet or try to sell your bet at 7.5. But
why couldn't you just cancel the bet? Bets are always, you can cancel them.
Can you?
I thought you could.
I know I can on Oakland when I bet on a race. I can cancel it, but I don't.
I think there would be some people that would look into that because they would want more points at their disposal.
Well, remind me. I don't know the answer to that. Let's ask Neil. Cancel bets. All right, let's talk to Steve Sullivan.
Steve Sullivan on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Petrus Farm and Grill. Petrus Farm and Grill, masterful blends for exceptional dishes.
Let's bring him in, Steve. What's going on? How are you?
I just bet it outright. Forget the point.
Nice.
Yeah, so the money line's going up too.
Yes. Hey, could this set up any better? They're the ranked team. They got 1 billion starters returning. They're playing at home. I mean, it's set up. If you win this game, you get maximum push from everyone across the country, and you're in its early game. Well, everybody will remember throughout the weekend. There, 11 a.m. is a great start for a game like this. Not ABC. I mean, you get the primetime network there for the game, and just what an opportunity for the team. I mean, it's and I believe they're making the trip there, not thinking they're an underdog. They think they're better than Oklahoma State. So I can't wait for the game.
So how are you feeling then personally, Sully, about this game going into it?
I feel okay. There's so many unknowns for both teams. I mean, they were a bad defensive team last year, and they returned a lot of folks on that defense, but you can't guarantee they're any better. They gave almost 400 yards against South Dakota State. We added, we got 4 new pieces starting on the offensive line. How are they going to, fare against a power 4 defensive line? A lot of questions, and I really think that I can't say Hog fans deserve, but they need an overachieving team. You look what happened last year in football, underachieved. Last year in basketball, underachieved. Baseball had some success, but they underachieved. Football, we're due. Well, I mean, we need a team that overachieves. I think the football team that was picked 14th is a good candidate with Bobby Petrino calling the shots. And it's hard not to be optimistic. I know it was UAPB and it was like batting practice for baseball, but I just have a good feeling right now, and I hope that continues Saturday in Stillwater.
Do you have any theory of why this line has gone up so much so quickly?
That scares me. It's almost like Taylon Green's not going to play or something, or it's really bizarre to see a line like this jump like that in that way. It's almost like something happened to Arkansas, or some piece wasn't available for Oklahoma State. You seldom see when teams stay pat and everybody's going to play a line jump this late.
Yeah, maybe Oklahoma State fans, we're underestimating them, and they're getting on there and they're hammering that line simply because they feel good about this team and having an opponent come into their home territory, and they feel good that this team can get it done.
Yeah, I don't think they're that confident. You look at what happened to them against South Alabama last year when they had 10 wins, but they got whacked by South Alabama. And, and they were lukewarm, really, on Alan Bowman to start the season. He didn't have a great year last year. He was their guy, and they won games. But I think he was 80th in completion percentage. And I heard some commentary even from Coach that, they were really happy with the way he played. He stayed in the pocket longer, but they look at, did he face any pressure last Saturday? No. And I find it interesting, and you guys may have the answer to this. Why is Gundy doing his coaches shows from senior citizen homes this year?
Now that we don't know the answer to. Maybe he's just trying to give back. Yeah, sponsorship. That would have to be it.
Yes, it was an interesting look because I looked at his coaches show and I said, wow. And I tell you, the senior citizens were thrilled to see him. It was such a everybody looks for like a raucous atmosphere, but you want to talk about people who really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
But it was something just totally different. I've never seen a coach try that. It must be sponsored by a senior citizen home or something, his coach's show. But he was there.
Talking with Steve Sullivan. He joins us now on Out of Bounds. Steve, with the I heard you teasing yesterday on Drive Time Sports. You guys were playing the game on, or letting it play on College Football 25, and a dramatic finish for the game. I saw somebody else was doing it, and it was a close finish. But how did it turn out for you guys?
We let the computer play, and Arkansas was down 31-7 at the half. Then they took a 35-31 lead with under a minute to play. Then Oklahoma State drove it downfield, and Jalen Braxton made a game-saving interception, and Arkansas won. What a great! I mean, so the computer. I heard another. I think it was John Neighbors or someone played it, and they lost in a close game. So obviously, this game, College 25, if you let it play out, it's like a 50-50 game. Some people who play it, they're going to lose a close game. But I loved our finish. And, it kind of gave me the thought that with Bobby Petrino as head coach, I can imagine a 31-7 deficit being erased. That we're going to be more of a quick strike team this year, and that we'll have the potential to come back. And that wasn't so unthinkable for me for a scenario like that to happen.
Now, the games are so realistic. What does the offense look like on that game? Taylor Green, how does he look? Jaquindon Jackson, receivers, what do they look like?
His hair looks a little long, Taylor Green. I think they went a little long with his hair. But you know what's wild is when you put that simulation on the air, that game is so good that people do a double take and wonder if that was, like highlights from a year ago or what's going on. I mean, they have knocked it out of the park with their simulation. And I only got to see the highlights. I saw a great read option fake from Taylor Green, and he took it in through a big hole to make it 35-31. Then Braxton made a great break on the ball. Dave Bowman shouldn't have thrown that pass. He threw it across the field. And, he's taken, he thought he had the game won, and Arkansas won 35-31. And I anticipate a game like that. And you just never know. It's like these two unknown prize fighters who are, yet to prove themselves, and one could knock out the other. It could go 15 rounds. We really don't know what we're going to see.
Got Steve Sullivan with us hanging out. You got big plans for tonight, Sully?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's, our game of the week I send Jack, and you do it with so many games. You guys are great coverage, by the way, at Fox. You go all out. But Jack's going to Bentonville Conway. And, hey, I applaud Mom L for scheduling Parkview. I mean, who does that? Outside of Brian in the state. Who wants to schedule Parkview? But Brian Maupin, you got to be the best. You got to beat the best. And I'm interested, too, Sheridan going to Lakeside. I don't know what Garen Rockwell has done, but he's turned Lakeside, which used to be a golf, tennis school, and Jared McBride took it a step further. Now he's beaten Lake Hamilton back-to-back games. I don't know. That guy's doing incredible things at Lakeside, and that would be, if Sheridan can knock off Lakeside, that would be a huge win for them.
Yeah, I would have to rethink my season prediction for Sheridan if they go to Lakeside and win, because, we know Lakeside's got a good team, and what they did last year, what they did over the summer in 7-on-7, and then what they did last week. So I think Lakeside's a good team in that 5A South. If Sheridan's able to go down there and win that game tonight, then maybe Coach Kelly's got them going a little bit earlier than I thought in Sheridan. So that is a fun game. I look at it, Steve, you got Conway and Bentonville. Wouldn't surprise me if they play in the semifinals or in the finals. Maumelle Parkview, same thing. Could meet up in the semifinals, finals later this year. Junction City Carlisle. I think that's a preview of a playoff game later this year.
Yeah, with the I've always said, the smaller you go in classifications, the more it means. I'll never forget years ago it was Bauxite played Rising in the championship game, and Bauxite player back then, Dan Dawson, was the player of the year for us. I was at Channel 4 at that time, and I was on the sideline, and someone yelled at me, and just loud, and it pierced through the crowd. Hey, Sully, Dan Dawson ain't worth it. You can fill the blank in. And I got a feel of the passion at that level right then. So it's crazy. And you mentioned the thing about Sheridan and the potential of them gaining momentum. I think of the Razorbacks, and I hate to even flash back to that 98 season, but, when you win these games early and say they go 3-0 and say they go 4-0, you begin to think you're good. And, you're that good and what you can do. And in this day and age, I mean, I just think how exciting it would be if we go to Auburn at 3-0 and we get that one. And it's but you got to get this one at number 2, and that's why it's everybody probably pegged this game as the most important game on the non-conference schedule or the early schedule. Even more important than Auburn is getting this game at Oklahoma State.
Sully, in high school football, who impressed you this first week, team-wise and individuals?
Parkview, it didn't surprise me. Grayson Allen, it's hard to move from school to school when you spent your entire career at, say, a CAC and you move to Conway. And I know Jonesboro is Jonesboro. They're not on the level of Conway, but the way he threw the ball, and we got the highlights like you from a Jonesboro affiliate, man, and he just was chucking it, man. Some great throws. And, and the kid from Grady Oman from Lakeside, he looks like a plotter. looks like a guy that gets you 8 or 18 yards. He was getting them 38, 50, and he scored about 4 touchdowns. And it's always fun to watch, say, a guy that's regarded as a pretty good player just come to life on a Friday night. And it'll be interesting to see what he does in week 2 against Sheridan. But it's fun, and Wess has fun when you see these guys pop on Friday nights. And early in the season, the slate has been clean, so you got some guys pop up. And how about Jackson, England? And I know you guys did a feature on that. Like the last play of the game, or close to the last, beat Texarkana on the road with a touchdown pass. That thing was perfectly thrown. And he's a guy that kind of flies under the radar. That's a great high school quarterback for Catholic, Jackson, England. And that was a big win for Catholic.
Yeah, go back to Oman. He had 240, 4 touchdowns, both career highs, and then he had an interception to basically seal the win on Lake Hamilton's last drive. You talk about a night to remember for that young man, and to do it week 1, as a senior, that's pretty awesome. And I'll be rooting for him and hope he has a big season there at Lakeside.
Yeah, he's not Oman. He's Oman. I don't know. If he keeps this up, he's man, not Omen, and that's the.
man.
Yes, man, and I'm interested to see Little Rock Christian, Shiloh Christian tonight. I mean, Christian, they used to be, I think, almost the same class or in the same class. Now Little Rock Christian's a 7A team, and it's hard to keep track of these private schools. They keep jumping classes.
Is that a game that you expect a lot of points in?
Oh my God, yes. Anything, hey, any of these private schools, they light it up. Harding Academy, Little Rock Christian, Pulaski Academy. I was over at PA last Friday, and they have an incredible environment. And I thought Robinson, even though they lost, really put up a great fight against PA. Now, they lost big, but I was there for almost the first half, and they made PA work for their points. And keep in mind, Robinson's 4A and PA 7A or 5A and 7A. It's 5A and 7A, but it's I think Robinson
really should be 5A and 5A or 4A and 5A for PA. But anyway,
it's getting.
How about that environment though?
Oh, it's killer. PA has an incredible environment over there. They get all their students behind. It's a sideline. There is no sideline at PA. 0 sideline. It's called, you talk about a home field advantage. You don't want to play at Pulaski Academy. And I'll never understand why teams win the toss and kick to Pulaski Academy. Because you got the potential of having what happened years ago against Cabot, where they score and then they recover the onside kick and then they score again. And you need to get them playing down. So that's advice for whoever. I know it's Madison Richland, some team in Mississippi tonight. If you play in PA and you win the toss, take the ball.
Well, I think they may be afraid that on that opening kickoff that PA is going to do the onside, they're going to recover, and they're going to get the ball anyway.
Yeah, I just don't want their hands on the ball, because you know what they want? They want the ball. And I want to give them something they don't want and stick their defense on the field. And PA is still PA. Lucas has done a really good job taking over for Coach Kelly. And they really look good defensively on last Friday.
What I loved over there was the huge crowd Robinson brought, and it's standing room only, because the visitors' seats aren't enough for. Just imagine when I don't have their schedule in front of me, but I think it's Cabot comes there, maybe it's Conway comes there. How crazy it's going to be, and how packed it's going to be, standing room only, and it's just going to be. It's going to have that feel of a 2A game where everybody's standing because there's not enough room in the bleachers, but yet it's going to be a 7A game. That's going to be fun.
They need to play it somewhere else. It's just hey, I come from our tailgate, and I usually drive my own car, and I usually have a space I get at PA, but I didn't the other night, and I parked about 4 blocks away in some guy's parking space that was reserved. I can't imagine what it's going to be for Conway. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be gridlock in West Little Rock.
Yeah, PA is not going to give up that home field advantage, though, where they have all the fans around the field like that. That's their type of environment that they're used to playing in, and it is an advantage to them because other teams aren't used to it. So they're not going to give that up, even if it's to sacrifice having an even bigger crowd. They would never give that up.
Yeah, to a degree, they're going to have the same kind of issue over at Little Rock Christian, too, because that's not the biggest stadium either. You know, and it's just going to be interesting with these big 7A schools. Hey, you just got to house the band. I mean, some of these bands are like close to 200 kids.
I didn't even think about that. The band and how much room they're going to take and what they're going to have to do over there. That's going to be, that'll be interesting.
I think people go to PA games, though, with the thought in mind of not sitting. They go there because they want to stand around the field.
Yeah, you see a lot of people standing, even on the PA side, and it's one of the better environments in the state is Pulaski Academy. It helps that they win, and they just put on a good show, and they always play, exciting football, and it's always a great atmosphere there. And but it's going to be interesting with these 7A schools coming in. I mean, it's because they're big. They bring in, they have a lot of kids, a lot of band, a lot of cheerleaders. I mean, it's going to be like a shoehorn over there. I mean, they may have to limit cars. You may have to carpool to go to those 7A games over there. Take buses.
Well,
They'll set up buses.
Well, we were told the media parking lot, anyway, is going to be at Pulaski Academy for the Simmons Bank Open Championship for the golf tournament at PV. Media is going to park there and be shuttled over. Maybe for some of these games we're going to have to get a parking lot at one of those churches and shuttle everybody to PA for these games.
Yeah, well, they have enough churches over there. They can do that.
And it's not a bad walk either when you park at one of the other spots at one of the churches.
They can park over at Christ the King, and they can bus them a couple of blocks over to. I mean, you're going to have to come up with something just to make it so to get people in the stadium. And I don't know if they have like basketball. We have these fire marshal specials in basketball, where they're not allowed. You only allowed so many. I wonder if that exists in football too. I don't know. I've never seen a fire marshal football game.
I don't think it is, simply because you're outside. Yeah. It's an outdoor stadium, and you're not in a secluded area.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Yeah, well, we're going to have some interesting crowds, and that will be And you're talking about teams that are going to remain competitive. Like Pulaski Academy may not have the type of season they think they're going to have or used to having, but they're still going to be good. And Conway is really good, so there's no chance that one of them is going to be lacking interest in that game at that time of the season.
Steve, we got to run. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Enjoyed our time as always.
All right, you guys have a great weekend too, and let's hopefully get a win.
No doubt. Make next week a lot more fun, that's for sure. Steve Sullivan with us on Out of Bounds. When we come back, we are going to talk with Neil Atkinson. Got several questions for Neil about things that are going on, like that point spread for Arkansas, Oklahoma State. He's up next. It's Out of Bounds.
For interior, exterior, commercial, and residential painting, hire the pros at CertaPro Painters. Get your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas takes on 16th-ranked Oklahoma State in Stillwater tomorrow at 11 a.m. on ABC. Radio coverage will be on the Buzz starting at 7 a.m. with a Hog Wild pregame show thanks to Mud Connections. Stay tuned afterwards for the fifth quarter postgame show thanks to First Security. Arkansas State hosts Tulsa and Jonesboro tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. Then the Central Arkansas Bears will play the Lindenwood Lions at 6 o'clock on The Point, 94.1. Pregame starts at 5 p.m. And nationally, the most notable game of the college football weekend is third-ranked Texas taking on 10th-ranked Michigan at 11 a.m. on Fox. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Trey Reed from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, inviting you to join me every Wednesday morning for the latest news from the great outdoors. It's brought to you by Arts Marine in North Little Rock, now under new ownership, but with the same familiar faces and incredible service you've known for years, plus the area's best selection of boating parts and supplies.
In an unpredictable world, wouldn't it feel reassuring to know that your family is protected? Ensure your loved ones stay safe with a standby Generac generator from Generator Supercenter of Little Rock. There's never been a better time than now to buy your new generator. With fast installation, excellent maintenance programs, and payments as low as $149 per month with approved credit. Visit their location on Chenal Parkway in Little Rock or online at GeneratorSuperCenterofLittleRock.com.
It's football and tailgating season, which also means it's Petra's Farm and Grill season. And no tailgate or watch party this fall is complete without the full lineup of Petra's Farm and Grill seasonings and sauces. They've got you covered from burgers to wings, barbecue, and even steaks. Petra's Farm and Grill is locally owned, hoping to bring wonderful experiences for you and your family as you cheer on your favorite team. Shop their online store today or find a retailer near you at petrasfarmgrill.com. Petra's Farm and Grill, masterful blends for exceptional dishes.
Make this summer one to remember by stopping by Arch Marine in North Little Rock. Arch is all about creating fun on our lakes and rivers. You have to come by and see the new 2024 G3 Tri-Tunes, the hottest and coolest ride out there. We're easy to find. Take the Levy exit.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS Top Safety Picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Right now, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Busy Friday edition of Morning Mayhem in the books. Want to thank Shannon Lynn, Chris Kane, RJ Hawk, Heather Baker, Danny West, Dan Hampton, Landon Jackson, who all joined the program. The guys are back on Monday to recap Arkansas and Oklahoma State and the football weekend that was. It's all coming up 6 to 10 right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
We are back. It is Out of Bounds. Live at Gwatney Chevrolet today. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, having a great Friday. Ready for the weekend. Neil Atkinson joins us from Bet Saracen. We got a lot to talk to him about. Neil, welcome into the show.
Good afternoon.
Ready
for another big football weekend.
So ready.
Yeah,
cannot wait,
college.
Neil.
Oh yeah, I'm loving this Friday night game too. Although it's being played in Brazil, I like having a Friday night NFL game versus having the 2 Monday night games like they've traditionally done on opening weekend in the past. Especially with the college games, not as many good marquee matchups this time of year per se. But as we go on and move through, we'll have a lot more.
Yeah, this line is so close also with Eagles favored by 2.5 over the Packers, and even the money line, Eagles minus 130 and Packers plus 110, over under 49.5.
Yeah. That particular one right there, you know, we've had these lines out for almost 3 or 4 weeks now on these games. There's been a little movement on it, but not a whole lot. You know, the NFL is just so much more competitive that it seems like from week to week. So the biggest thing that we've been trying to do is get all of these props ready, because I don't know if you've seen in the news that some of these companies are consolidating, companies are buying the other ones. So it's put some of the operators in a spot, and we're just trying to keep ahead of it. And the game tonight, we ran the game last night, found one little technical issue with our bet slip that I didn't like the way it was performing, and we've been working on that. We've already got that one fixed, and now we're ready for the NFL game tonight. And that line right there, it probably will be heavily bet, because the college games tonight are just not as attractive on a Friday night as they are on a Saturday.
I found out, I was listening to another show this morning, and I'm not a fan of Friday night NFL games, Neil, just to be honest with you, because Friday nights are meant for high school games and high school kids. There is actually a not a law, but a rule in the NFL that they can't play on Friday nights from September 10th through December something. And so they slipped this game in on a Friday night, because back when this rule was written in the 60s, the season didn't start this early. And so it didn't affect it. And they found a little loophole in this little rule. That's why they have a Friday night game tonight before it takes effect, that no Friday night games in the NFL due to this. It's called a broadcast rule or something. Anyway, I'm not a fan, but that's how they got around it this year.
It helps that it's out of the country, too.
Yeah. Hey, Neil, the news of the day, or actually some of the big news of the day, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, point spread has blown up to 9.5. What in the world has happened? Can you explain that 2-point jump?
Yeah. My in-state books liability says the line should not have moved, because all of my, we have what I call a local bias, and all of our Arkansas bettors are still betting on Arkansas. However, when the news came out this morning about Jaden Wilson announcing that he's leaving the team, and you look at the market moves right after that post came out, that's when all the lines started moving. So what that is the national lines and the consensus line hearing that news and reacting to that news, and maybe overreacting to the news. Well, we don't know. We don't know all of the details yet. But that line has moved from 7.5 to 9.5. I've seen it as high as 10 on some books out in, as high as 11 on some books out in Vegas after that announcement that's been made. So now me, I'm, generally when the line moves to my Arkansas core betting group's favor, I'm not going to go off the consensus and hold that line lower, So it's just part of the risk and just part of the of what I have to deal with the local bias on the Arkansas line. So it's in the Arkansas bettor's favor. If you bet that game 2 days ago, you got it at 7.5 at -110, and of course right now you can get it at Arkansas plus 9.5 at 110. So you're getting a better value on your money. You're getting an extra 2 points cushion. So I'm just staying with the consensus line on that particular one. So, and most of the Arkansas bettors are not yelling at me right now that want to bet Arkansas and take the points, because they'll take all of that they can get. So we'll find out tomorrow about 11 o'clock if we were right or not, and that's what makes sports betting fun.
Neil, can bets get canceled? Can you from the wagerers' perspective, from their end, can they cancel a bet and then maybe get back in at some point on something different?
No, once you have struck a bet and a news story comes out, remember, sports betting is not pari-mutuel. It's not like horse racing we don't determine what the payout odds are after all the bets come in. When you strike a sports betting, you are locking in that price if it moves to your favor or against your favor. For instance, a lot of people bet the Tennessee-North Carolina state line and got Tennessee at -4.5 last Thursday, and a lot of people were betting it when they saw that NC State wasn't playing well against their opponent last Thursday night, same time with the Arkansas game. That game is up to 9.5. So anybody that locked in at that's where they're at. Sometimes it moves to your favor, sometimes it's not. So that's just part of sports betting. And typically you don't have movement that big, but early in the season and based on last week's result, it moves. And I think with social media and the 24-hour news cycle and all of the new avenues that we have on that, little stories can move lines big temporarily, but usually it just levels out.
Neil Atkinson with us, Bet Saracen. Neil, we had a question for you earlier this week, and I told them I'd ask you on Friday, so hopefully they're listening. But they were new to this and wanted to sign up on Bet Saracen and download the app. They were asking, do you have a promo code, or are you running anything special right now?
Right now, we currently do not have a promo code for new activations, and that's kind of unusual in the industry. But one of the things that we do right now, and I'm not saying that we're not going to have that, we've got some things coming up and it's a little bit of a tease. We've got one little upgrade that's due about the middle of October, and if that goes well, we're going to be doing some different things with our promos, and it's going to really, really ramp up. I don't want to say exactly what we're doing for competitive reasons, because you know how competitive this space is. But currently there is not a promo code for logging on to Bet Saracen. Our primary promo, which people really hammer, is the 10% automatic parlay boost that you don't have to do anything for, and we just don't give it to you just one time and then you're on your own. So we currently do not have that. I know some people may be shopping around competitive, and somebody may have better initial offers, but as you look at the monthly numbers and the content that we provide, with our double R props and all of our special content that we make, that's why we have a lot of people choose us. So we tend to have more content up there. We don't mess with the odds. We don't price them up provide for the promos. So, a lot of times that you see when you have a lot of promos and things like that, they will mess with the odds and mess with the price. Instead of -110, they'll be like -113. And that kind of pays for the promo. So we prefer to be transparent and go with the consensus line and not move our juice or our vig to compensate for being heavily involved in promo. And we've done that pretty much. We had a promo for the first 2 months that we were up, and we haven't done a welcome promo since. And we've captured almost 60% of the market share, and we've decided to earn the business versus buy the business. Now that it's getting a little bit more competitive, we're going to start ramping up our promos here in the very near future.
With the double R props, Randy Rainwater, Bet Saracen, they're doing a great job. You have almost 20 wagering options to choose from, so there's a lot there. Anybody should be able to find something they like, because there's a lot to choose from.
Now,
Neil, I got one for you.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier this week. Ollie Gordon, the running back for Oklahoma State, the Doak Walker Award winner that's supposed to be so awesome. What kind of odds would I get that Jaquindon Jackson for Arkansas outrushes Ollie Gordon, and Jaquindon Jackson has more touchdowns rushing than Ollie Gordon?
Well, that's now while you're talking about a prop, now I'm going to do it real quick. We released an SGP enhancement yesterday, and we added 50 markets to where you can add more markets to the SGP. We also added more markets to the cash out. And now when an SGP, if you have a push or a game is voided or a leg is voided because the player didn't start, instead of refunding the SGP and it being no action, we will now pay out on the reduced scale. Well, when we deployed that and did it for the NFL. Worked very, very well last night on the SGPs, but we kind of broke a little something on the college props. So a few people are telling us, or letting us know that, hey, where are the college props? We're working feverishly to get that fixed. So that's going to lead me into, I do have a little bit of a workaround, and if you'll go to the Bet Saracen on X/Twitter, and you do a hashtag request a bet on that to us, we will pick that up and put any combination that you want, and we'll price it. So if you want to do that, I will go ahead and put it in there on my Twitter and request a bet for that combination. And Wes, if you have a second, if you can text that to me so I don't mess it up here, because I'm actually multitasking right now because I got a lot going on getting ready for tonight and the weekend. Oh my goodness, that's making my head swim. So, but we are optimistic that we'll get those props back up by in the morning. But and the reason is that we want to make sure that SGP works as it's intended to on the college props, and it's a different data feed than what that comes across for the NFL. So we got a little kink there. So I'm going to be eating a little crow on that one right now, but rest assured we are working feverishly to get that one fixed.
Neil, for NFL on Sunday, where are you seeing a lot of action outside Cowboys? Where are you seeing a lot of action from some of these games?
Just really the Sunday games really haven't really ramped up as much. What we're going to find out is tomorrow is what when I see when I know where the position, because it changes so much from Friday to when the games go off on Sunday morning. What we find is that once people get their settlement and all the markets settle from college football on Saturday night, starting about 8:00, that's when we'll send the major movement coming in. Really, just as always, the Kansas City last night was a big bet game. It's going to be the Dallas Cowboys. Is going to be the number one bet game on Sunday, coming up on Sunday. So, but the NFL, the first week is going to get a lot of attention. Just as a comparison, the last Thursday, Arkansas played. We did more last Thursday than we did Thursday with the opening game of the NFL last night. So that just goes to show you how college focused the majority of our bettors are on football. But we'll see how Sunday pans out. There's not been a lot of big movement. There's no big disparity on the games right now. It's pretty evenly spread at this point.
Neil, we appreciate your time, just like every Friday. Thank you for joining us and answering all of our questions, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
All righty, and I appreciate being a little patient with us on this little college prop issue. We're working hard to get that done. And like I said, use that hashtag, request a bet on the Bet Saracen. Anything that you're specifically looking for, we will get that up for you. Not many books would do that. They would just roll with it. But as always, bet with your head and not over it, and good luck on all your parlays this weekend.
It's Neil Atkinson, Bet Saracen, with us on Out of Bounds. Thanks a lot, Neil. Coming up next, we will hear from James Miller out here at Gwatney Chevrolet. We're going to talk about some of the big deals going on, some of the vehicles they have out here, new, previously owned vehicles. They got a lot full of them. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Splash Car Wash has a soft spot for teachers. Your impact shapes the future and is made up of a million moments of service, care, and sacrifice. Teachers get free car washes all week long at Splash with a valid ID. Come get your back-to-school shine on. CleanCarFast.com for locations. Free car washes for teachers this week at Splash Car Wash.
An evening with Larry the Cable Guy.
It's a cool anniversary for me tonight. This is my 27th year in the comedy business, and it's my 5th year being funny, so I'm excited about both of them, all right?
Friday, January 17th, Oaklawn Event Center in Hot Springs. On sale now at oaklawn.com.
Get her done.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Find your next family SUV at Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. You can count on the stylish, reliable Chevy Equinox, ranked #1 for long-term dependability among compact SUVs. Or get behind the wheel of the rugged, roomy Chevy Tahoe, perfect for all your family's adventures on the road ahead. Let the journey begin. For a family SUV that goes the distance, head to Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville at 1301 TP White Drive. Use the new 10A exit to reach them from Little Rock. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
John Madden, Pat Summerall, Howard Cosell, Al Michaels. All great names in NFL lore, but there's only one legendary name that stands out above the rest when it comes to football expertise: Bill Vickery. And this Sunday, see for yourself why there should be a bust of him in Canton as Bill broadcasts his show, The Sunday Buzz, live from Sauce Bar and Oven from 10 until noon, leading right into all the Week 1 NFL action. Bill Vickery live this Sunday, only at Sauce and only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams September holiday sale and get 30% off paints and stains from August 30th through September 9th. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
For 54 years, you've trusted Sigma Supply for all your packaging and shipping needs. And now, as part of Brady Plus, they've got even more to offer. From janitorial supplies, facility essentials, and food service disposables, Sigma Supply has you covered. And ordering is a breeze with over 50,000 new products online at sigmasupply.com. And do not forget to call sales manager David Breitenberg at 1-800-264-1661 and ask for the Buzz discount. Remember, if you're not using Sigma Supply, you've got low-grade product, man.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey. Check out the new location of Bell & Sword in Conway. Suits, shirts, vests, also polos with Arkansas logo gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. A store within a store with Arkansas-made Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. Fantastic service with a tailor-on staff to fit you perfectly. Go to the new location, Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street, Conway, or on Facebook and Instagram.
Registration is open for the 103.7 The Buzz Fall Golf Tournament presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, October 1st at Rebsamen Golf Course. Register your team now at 1037thebuzz.com.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio.
Not in the studio today because we are actually at Gwatney Chevrolet. We've been telling people don't take the Gregory Street exit anymore because, well, the Gregory Street exit's temporarily closed down. Just take the James Street exit. Simple, no problem. Hold on in. James Street exit right here. How long do you have to work at a place to have your own exit right in front of the dealership?
It took me a while, Wes. 36 years, so I figured I deserved to have an exit named after me. So, we went ahead and just made that happen. No, it's been that way for a long time, but yeah, it's easy. Get off the James Street exit. The exit that everybody's used to getting out front of our dealerships closed with construction. So get off of James Street. It'll take you right down the access road, right to our driveway. And you can avoid all the big slowdowns and any kind of traffic problems. It's easy to get to.
Yeah. What are they telling you about it, the exit?
Well, the Gregory Street exit is going to be closed until late next year. The entire project's still, a couple of years down the road, finishing the whole thing up and down the strip here. But it's fine. It's not hard to get. It's really not hard to get here, and we've got some directions on our website you can go to check and see how easy it is to get in and out. And we're going to make it easy as we can for people when they get here, for sure.
What's a good selling vehicle right now for you this time of year, as far as a car?
Yeah, really the whole industry, Chevrolet, not the only ones, but really the whole industry has kind of moved from the cars to small SUVs. And so We've got the Malibu is about the only car that we have left other than the Corvette. But just car-wise, we really replaced the small SUV with the car. It's become the new car for people now. So like our Trax, our Chevrolet Trax, the most popular one out there, the Trailblazer as well, the new Equinox, the new body style with it. Looks kind of like a Tahoe, similar to that, but in a shrunk down version. And it's really, really cool looking vehicle too. And that's a brand new one out this year, 25 Equinox. So those are kind of replaced the cars, really. It's kind of, that's what people are buying now in place of cars.
You have some of those new Equinox here?
We do. We do have one of them out here. We've got one left. They've been coming in and getting out pretty quick, with that body style change. But we do have one out there in a lot right now. Sure do.
Does that increase the popularity of the? It was already a popular car, but now or SUV. It's increased the popularity and the demand for it more.
It has. Yeah, we've seen a ton more interest. We've always sold a bunch of Equinoxes. It's been one of our better selling SUVs for a long, long time. But with this body style change and that refresh it had, it's really sparked a lot of interest. Got a lot of people calling in asking if we have them when they're coming in. I'm trying to find one for a friend of mine right now. I'm looking in Missouri and everywhere trying to find the color that they want because they're just so hard to get right now.
How do they go in size, the SUVs?
You start out with the Trax, the Trailblazer, and you walk up to the Equinox. You got the Traverse, and then, of course, a Tahoe and Suburban on above that. So we've got one for any lifestyle you have, any kind of size needs, all the way up to the Suburban, which is, that's a people mover right there. You get a Suburban, you can haul, 8 people. You got plenty of room in the back for luggage, and all the way from that down to the Trax, which is 34 miles a gallon, easy to park and get around in. There's tons of technology in it. It's a cool vehicle. We sell a lot of those. Probably our best-selling one out there in the SUV line right now is a Trax.
If someone wanted to get a custom vehicle, how would they go about doing that?
Just to customize it like they want? Yeah. You can do a couple of things. One, you can order it directly. We can order it to get exactly what you want. But if you want to customize it as far as like lifting the truck and putting some big wheels and tires, we handle all that for you right here. But if you want to custom order one, exactly the color, equipment, package, we'll do that for you. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks to come in. Pretty fast turnaround. You'll get exactly what you want, and it's yours. Nobody else going to buy it.
Right.
We got more talk about Gwatney Chevrolet coming up. I was looking at some of the stuff on Twitter. As far as previously owned vehicles, you got a little bit of everything here?
We really do, and price range too. When you're talking about pre-owned vehicles, a lot of people don't want to spend a ton of money, payments, or they want to buy a car for a teenager or something like that, and we've got them starting as low as $6,500 out there, all the way up to whatever you want. We've got, BMWs, we've got Jeeps, we've got all the Chevrolet brands, of course, GMCs. We got about every manufacturer represented out in our lot right now. So you just got to come to us and tell us what you want, and we'll even find you a used car just like we will new. And if we don't have what you want, we'll go to auction and buy what you want and bring it in here for you. So we want to make it convenient and easy for anybody out buying a car.
How many repeat customers do you have?
Oh my goodness!
What percentage of your business is repeat?
Our business here is probably close to 60% repeat, 70 maybe even a lot of months.
Is that common?
Not that high of a number, but a dealership can't survive 60 years without having that repeat business, and you don't earn that repeat business unless you take care of people. And so we want to make sure when they come in here that, like I said earlier, they feel like family. And they know us. People come in here, they know us, they know our kids, they know everything about it. We know everything about them. And so they come up, their kids come up. We even got grandkids now that are buying. That tells you how old I am someplace. But, yeah, even some grandkids of people I sold cars to when I sold cars back in the 80s. And so it's pretty neat to see that. It really is. And have people that have known me all them years, and they're my friends now. I met them as a customer, and now we're friends, and that's a cool part about this business.
Yeah, repeat customers, they bring new customers also.
Oh, they do, yeah. They're going to tell their friends, their neighbors, their relatives. They bring their family members up, and if they have a good experience, you're going to tell people about it, right? You're going to let them know, man, go to this place. They're awesome people, and they'll take care of you, and that happens a lot here at Gwatney.
This guy on the text line says, I buy all of my trucks from Zach.
Zach? Yeah.
I don't know why he's buying them from Zach and not somebody else here, but
yeah, Zach's playing golf or something today.
That's awesome, but that's testimonial right there.
That's right.
They just keep coming back time after time. That shows you're doing something right.
We hope so.
Well, come visit them this weekend They're going to take care of you at Guadney Chevrolet. James Street exit.
James Street exit. Don't forget it. James Street
Miller.
exit. That's
All right. We'll talk to you in the third hour.
All right.
We got to run. Coming up in the next hour, we've got Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com. He's got some picks for you. Also coming up, got what's trending and more from James Miller. It's going to be a fun last hour. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
This is Chris Hodge, the longtime host of Sports Investors Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. Happy Friday to everyone. And hey, the NFL sent 2 teams to Brazil today. I have no idea why, but it's our job to win the game. Green Bay and Philadelphia, absolutely free on the text line. Just text the word WIN to the number 545454. Again, if you want a free pick between Green Bay and Philadelphia tonight, just text the word WIN to 545454.
You're invited to the grand opening of the Cottages at Texarkana, September 11th, 4 to 6 p.m., 4701 Jefferson Avenue. The Cottages at Texarkana is a brand new long-term care and short-term rehabilitation community. RSVP at cottages@texarkana.com.
Register now for the 2024 Bud Light SEC Pick'em Challenge for your chance to win a 50-inch TV. Make sure to submit your picks each week so you can have the most points at the end of the season. Whoever has the most points will be the 2024 Bud Light SEC Pick'em Challenge winner and receive the 50-inch TV. Register online at 1037thebuzz.com. Only on your fun and game station, 1037 The Buzz.
This is Chuck Barrett, inviting you to listen to me call the Hogs on 1037 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock.
The Razorbacks are coming at you.
Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
The Department of Health and Human Services is sending nearly $600,000 to UAMS as it works to improve maternal health in Arkansas. The money will fund 2 studies throughout the next 4 years. One will focus on reducing infant death, the other on reducing maternal death. Both studies have the ultimate goal of reducing the disparities in health among people of certain racial and ethnic backgrounds. The likeness of Johnny Cash, set to live in Statuary Hall, is on its way to D.C. An 18-wheeler carrying the heavily packaged statue left the state capitol yesterday. Johnny will arrive in Maryland on Monday and will stay covered up until his grand unveiling September 24th. This ends the 5-year process of getting the man in black to Washington. After that, he's expected to be viewed by around 4 million visitors to the Capitol per year. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Centennial Bank presents Dan Hampton when he joins Morning Mayhem each week this football season. Centennial Bank, banking with you in mind. Member FDIC.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Joel Young.
Happy Friday to you. A cold front finally arrives tonight. That'll bring 1 or 2 showers and storms, and then we gradually clear out through the night. Temperatures down to the mid-60s to start your Saturday, then breezy Saturday with plenty of sunshine, a north wind 10 to 15 miles per hour, highs around 81 degrees, then into the 50s Saturday night. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Joel Young.
Riverfront Steakhouse Special, dinner for 2 for $60. 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, 2 sides, and our famous salad bar, only $60. Good Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
The Zone is going camping with John Calipari this Thursday and Friday. Coach is putting on a fantasy camp for Hog fans who missed their chance to suit up in their youth. We will hear from players and Cal. Baz will join them Friday morning with Morning Mayhem. It's brought to you on The Buzz by Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's #1 online sportsbook, and Jared's Kickin' Sauce. Order today at kickinsauce.com.
This is Pat Bradley for Brewskis. Party people, Friday, Brewskis is the place to be. Extended happy hour drink specials at both locations all day long. At Brewskis North, start karaoke at 9 p.m. In downtown Little Rock, karaoke at the bar at 9 p.m. And J.J. Wilson DJ spin in the basement from 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. We have VIP sections and bottle service for you. So Fridays, come to Brewskis North or Brewskis Downtown to celebrate. Brewskis, you're home for lunch, happy hour, and late night.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Right now, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Trey Schapp here with Chris Shinup of the Arkansas Urology Foundation. Chris, did you know that prostate cancer is diagnosed about every 2 minutes in the U.S.?
Yeah, Trey, prostate cancer is the most common, but it's the most curable as long as it's caught early, and we're proud to be hosting Kickoff to Men's Health in North Little Rock this September.
Men get screened and win a free TV?
That's right, plus a life-saving prostate cancer screening on September 19th from 4 to 7 p.m.
For more information, visit arkansasurology.com and sign up today for the 20th Annual Kickoff to Men's Health presented by Baptist Health.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Busy Friday edition of Morning Mayhem in the books. Want to thank Shannon Lynn, Chris Kane, RJ Hawk, Heather Baker, Danny West, Dan Hampton, Landon Jackson, who all joined the program. The guys are back on Monday to recap Arkansas and Oklahoma State and the football weekend that was. It's all coming up 6 to 10 right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble. Sit down. 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 Be humble. Sit down.
All right, we are back. Hour number 3. Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin at Gwatney Chevrolet today, outside the Gwatney Chevrolet studios, hanging out at the James Street exit in Jacksonville. We'll talk more about some of the great things happening this weekend at Gwatney Chevrolet, the deals, all the rebates, the money you can save. They got it going on. All the great vehicles out here. Full lot, plenty to choose from. But we'll have more details on Gwatney Chevrolet coming up in a few minutes. And I made a mistake. My bad. Second mistake of the day.
What happened?
Well, earlier I got the name wrong.
Yeah.
Jake
I'm
Wilson.
saying what happened this time.
I forgot to give Tripp Brian Edwards' phone number. We're supposed to have Brian Edwards.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
I
my
even
fault.
asked you on. I even sent you a text asking and everything.
Oh, you did, and I just.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm about to send you his number.
Okay.
A buddy of mine just sent me this. It's from Razorback Football. Because of the rumors, we've already had people hitting us up on the D3 Auto Sales text line and called in about Landon Jackson possibly being out this week because he was hurt in practice this week.
Yeah.
And I'd heard he had an injury at practice, but they said that I was told they didn't think it was significant, and I was told he was back at practice this week later on. Arkansas Razorbacks Twitter account just tweeted out it's a video or a picture of Landon, and it says, "See y'all in Stillwater." He's dressed, getting on the bus. So we can put to rest those rumors. I guess the rumors were strong enough out there that the university wanted to reply to it. So
that's funny.
Yes. So scratch that, everybody. And I know I've had enough on the text line that have hit me up hearing the same thing. It's funny how that news – but, kids talk. Players talk to their friends our girlfriend says it, and it starts getting out. It's crazy how that word kind of circulates out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it does happen from time to time. Hey, let's take Steve's call real quick. He's been home forever. He's not there anymore.
Knew Steve
All right.
wasn't going to be
I was
there.
like, man, if Steve is still there, he is the caller of the week for waiting that long.
Right?
No, Steve, you were almost the caller of the week, and you hung up. See? Now, nothing. And here comes that number. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
I was talking with James. We're talking cars. We're talking kids. We're having a good time out at Gwatney Chevrolet, and I forgot what was going on.
We always have a great time here at Gwatney.
Yeah, blame it on he talks about family, right? Well, it makes us feel like family. Well, he is. I bought 2 cars from him. That's the best thing I can say about Gwatney Chevrolet.
Repeat customer.
I'm a repeat customer, and it won't be the only 2 cars I buy from Gwatney Chevrolet. We'll be back, and one day, Joe, it'll happen. I'm going to retire the 4Runner and buy me a new car.
Hey, Wes,
so are you
guess
really
what?
going to retire it, or are you going to add to the collection?
I'm going to retire it.
Guess what, Wes?
300. Yes, what?
Steve just called back, caller of the week. He just hung up, so he's on line 1.
All right, go ahead and call.
Yeah, well, let's get him.
He's here right now. He's on.
Quick. Yeah, let's take him.
I hit 340,000 miles last week.
Oh, wow.
On the 4Runner, yeah.
Steve.
What's up, man?
Hey, Wes. Now I'm in a car wash where it's noisy, but Olivia Chambers.
We can't hear anything.
Hey, Olivia Chambers, a Little Rock native girl, just won the gold and 2 silvers in the Paralympics.
Oh, nice.
And that's
great.
A huge local story, and I can't remember if you guys did anything with her, but she lost her sight as a teenager, and she holds the 400 state record with sight. She went over to Paris with her family. We had a GoFundMe so the family could all go. This is a heck of a story, and the Gazette, all they did was a off-the-wire thing on her gold medal, and she's won 2 silvers after that. What could be done to – I mean, she should be interviewed by you guys for a story on Fox.
Well, I'm pretty sure that we did a story before she left. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that we saw. Okay. Well, when she gets back, we're going to do another story on her with those medals around her neck, and we need to get her up into the studio, and Joe and I can talk to her on Out of Bounds. How about that?
No, I wish you would, because, I mean, how deserving is that?
Very, very.
Absolutely.
But anyway.
Can you can put us in touch? You can make it happen?
Do what now?
Can you make it happen? Can you put us in touch with her and the family?
With her mother, yeah, she will manage that. They're still in Paris
email
right
me.
now.
Yeah, sure. We can wait till she gets back, but send me an email at wmoore@fox16.com.
Wmoore at fox16.com.
That is
buddy.
it. Send me an email, and we'll take care of the rest.
You bet. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for the call. That was worth the call back. Let's go to Brian Edwards now, bringing the Vegas Insider. Great follow on Twitter, and a great guy on the radio, too. What's up, Brian?
What's up, Wes? How we doing, man?
Man, we're rolling. We're trying to figure out, maybe you can help us, why in the world the Arkansas-Oklahoma State line that had been sitting at 7.5 all week this morning jumped to 9.5. Do you have an explanation?
Well, on Sunday morning, I made the number 9, so I think that, I think it's finally in the right place. Look, I love how Arkansas looked last week, obviously. Taylon Green, his size, his speed. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Lamar Jackson, but we've seen an athletic quarterback, thrive in a Bobby Petrino offense. So, I mean, I was impressed. I mean, I think I was probably, ready to make that spread 11.5 or 12, before seeing Arkansas last week. But I think, 9-ish is, I think it's probably the right number, although I will say Pittman, 9-3 against the spread as a road underdog. And the game's a pass. It's a pass for me. I do have to pick it in my contest where I have to pick 25 games. And actually, I'm wondering if 7.5 is the number, because I was about to say if it were to get to 10 or even cross 10, which I seriously doubt that would happen, maybe I would consider Arkansas. But I'm trying to find the game in my contest. I'm not seeing it. Oh, well. But, yeah, I think 9 is just the right number.
So, Brian, the line is balanced out for you. Is it just a result of Oklahoma State getting a lot of wagering on their behalf and money coming in on Oklahoma State that's made the line jump like that?
That's my guess. Yeah, that late money, has come in on Oklahoma State to cause it, to move like that. I thought they were impressive last week. Their FCS opponent is ranked number 1 in FCS and was the defending national champion. A lot of, people I respect were, saying upset alert perhaps for the Pokes, but that did not materialize at all, and they handled them pretty well. Ollie Gordon did not have, the kind of game that we're used to him having, although I did see Pro Football Focus said he was number 1 in the nation last week in forced missed tackles with 13 of those. Rocket Sanders is in South Carolina now. I was about to say he was third in causing missed tackles with 11. But what impressed me about Oak State is Bowman having 3 touchdowns without an interception, whereas he had a very mediocre 15-14 TDI and T ratio last year.
Brian, what about tonight? You got Northwestern, Duke. You got any feelings here?
Yeah, not a strong opinion, but I am on Northwestern. So now I will note that, Duke has won 5 in a row in this rivalry, and they've all been, here recently, not like we're not talking about, 10, 15 years ago. But since David Braun took over, let's remember, Pat Fitzgerald's last team in 2022 went 1-11, and since Braun took over, 9-5 straight up, 10-4 against the spread for Northwestern. They've got Mike Wright as their starting QB, which we're all familiar with from his time at Vandy, and then a little bit of playing time when Will Rogers was hurt at Mississippi State last year. And Wright had a pretty good game last week, 65 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 18 of 30 for 178 passing yards. Duke just had a lot of turnover. Obviously, they lose their coach. I'm not a huge Manny Diaz fan as a head coach, and they lost 41 lettermen, only brought back 28. Now they did hit the portal hard. They got 20 transfers, 2 of them 4 stars. But I think it's a 2 evenly matched teams. But at home, with the success Northwestern's had under Braun, I'm gonna go with Northwestern, but not a big opinion at all. Just a small play for me.
Tomorrow, Tennessee going on the road, take on NC State. Tennessee number 14, NC State 24. What do you think there?
Love Tennessee. Now, I got them at 7 on Sunday. Could have got them at 6.5 and should have. Kind of kind of late to the party there, but I still like it. It's 9 right now. It's 10 yesterday. I still like it at 9, but I think what I like the most is the team total to go over for Tennessee, because I don't really know about Tennessee's defense yet. I've got a lot of question marks about their defense. Kevin Concepcion's one of the best wide receivers in the country for NC State, so I think that he's going to give them problems. I have not bet the over, but I'm not against the over. But like I said, I took Tennessee -7, and I'm taking their team total to go over 36.5. I have not seen their team total in the first half, but I'll be interested in that to go over as well. I tell you what, I obviously I didn't, they're playing FCS team. I didn't watch their game, but in watching SEC and 60, you guys know the highlight package comes out on Monday night. I literally rewound it 3 times for the Tennessee game just to watch those throws Nico was making. I know he's only started 2 career games, but call me crazy. I think I'm about ready to call him the best player in the country, and probably going to be the first round or the first pick in the draft in 2026? Yeah. I'm just so impressed with him. His size, velocity on his throws, but he's got touch as well. He moves great, smart. He's the real deal. Again, I don't know about Tennessee's defense. I think they're going to have issues on that side of the ball in general, just throughout the season. But they're going to score a lot of points, and they're going to outscore a lot of opponents. And I think they'll do that. I think they win by 14 or more tomorrow.
Got Brian Edwards with us on Out of Bounds. Brian, let's go to Iowa. Iowa State.
The worst rivalry name, perhaps, that I'm aware of, the Cyhawk rivalry, has been all Iowa Hawkeyes lately. 7-1 straight up, 5-2-1 ATS. So, as usual, Iowa got off to a slow start offensively, only up 6-0 at halftime last week, but ended up beating Illinois State 40-0. Cade McNamara, 3 touchdowns without an interception. Iowa State beat North Dakota 21-3. Iowa State's going to be out without one of their best players, Caleb Bacon, preseason second-team All-Big 12. He's out indefinitely with an injury. And Iowa at 3 or fewer at home, give me the Hawkeyes.
Okay. Colorado at Nebraska. That should be an interesting game tomorrow night, 6:30.
Yeah, so, okay, here, I got it here. And so it's down to 6.5. So I like Colorado, but I got 7. For any listeners that might be tailing me, I would definitely grab pay -120 juice to get the half point up to the key number of 7. So, they had a real tight game going last year until Jeff Sims just started putting the ball on the ground in the third quarter. I want to say he had 3 fumbles in the third quarter, and then Coach Prime's team, pulled away. Shedeur Sanders ended up throwing for 393 yards, 2 touchdowns without a pick against the Cornhuskers last year. Look, I think there's going to be a game that goes down to the wire. I think with Dylan Raiola, Nebraska's much improved. Love Matt Rule. Head coaching advantage certainly to Nebraska, but I think Shedeur, Hunter, Jimmy Horn, they'll make a ton of plays. I don't like Colorado's defense, but I think we'll see a tight game. I think Nebraska probably wins by a field goal, but give me Colorado catching the 7.
I love the over on this game. I think both teams are in the 30s.
I almost mentioned that. Yeah.
I was surprised at that total.
Yeah, let's see what we got right now. Yeah, wow, it's under the key number of 56 or 55.5. I'm not against the play on the over, Wess. Not against it at all. Might even end up adding it. I hear you.
Okay.
Tonight's NFL game, Eagles and Packers in Brazil.
Yeah, I got to go with the Eagles here. I know it was just a catastrophic end to the season last year, but I like what they did in the offseason. I think GM Howie Roseman is up there with one of the best in the league. I love Brad Holmes with the Lions as well. I thought he got, he addressed a glaring need at cover corner. I thought he got the 2 best cover corners in the draft in Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. I thought he got really good late-round value with running back Will Shipley from Clemson, Jeremiah Trotter from Clemson, A&M wide receiver Anaya Smith, FSU wide receiver Johnny Wilson, who had his, he had a little case of the drop seat at FSU here and there, but man, he is I think he's a legit 6'7", big target. I think that's a nice tool for Jalen Hurts. And then most importantly, you go get C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was really the captain of that secondary from the Super Bowl team, and he went to the Lions on a one-year contract. They brought him back. And then you have Saquon as well. And I just like the offseason moves by the Eagles. And I think Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, I think they're ready to bounce back and make amends for the late season collapse. And I also like A.J. Brown's receiving yards to go over 71.5 tonight.
Okay. We got it all down. Brian, great job as always. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, fellas. Y'all have a great weekend.
You too.
You too.
Talk to you next week. Brian Edwards with us, Vegas Insider. Check him out on Twitter. Does a fantastic job. Let's see what's trending.
What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Well, if you drafted Jamar Chase on your fantasy football team, it's going to be a game-time decision.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he says with the contract dispute, he called it an aggravating contract dispute. He broke his silence Friday and said he would be willing to play this season, even if the two sides cannot come up with an agreement. But whether he steps on the new turf at Paycor Stadium on Sunday will be up to him. He says, quote, "It's my decision," according to ESPN. The Bengals list him as questionable to play. By the way, T. Higgins is doubtful with a hamstring injury.
Hey, there's your AFC North Division champion, Wes.
Well, luckily they're playing the Patriots. They may not need either one of them.
I don't know, man. First game of the season, there's a lot of unknowns there.
Like the Patriots quarterback? Is it unknown?
Yeah, that a lot up in the air there. But Jamar Chase, he's trying to look out for his future here. And there have been a lot of players that have had issues with turf and the field at certain stadiums. And that is one of them that players are pointing to. So he wants to be secure. So, I mean, you can't really blame him.
Tennessee Titans tight end Josh Wiley will be one of the first players to wear the Guardian cap in a regular season game.
Yeah.
When the Titans faced the Bears. He had his second concussion in less than a year during training camp, and that's kind of what pushed him to decide to wear the Guardian cap. He said, quote, "I can't mess around anymore." Told ESPN, "I want to stay healthy, and if this is what it takes, I'm all for it."
I would imagine that there are going to be plenty of other players. He's the first one of note, but there'll be plenty of other players that will step forth and wear Guardian caps. Saw plenty of players wearing them in the preseason.
6 players wore the Guardian caps during the preseason. Offensive lineman James Daniels for the Steelers.
Yep.
4 Colts wore it. Rodney Thomas the second, tight end Kylan Granson, linebacker Grant Stewart, and running backs Xavier Scott and Jonathan Taylor.
And they look a little bit different than what you would imagine. Like, we see these practice videos and we see, it's covering the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that they use in the preseason, they match what the helmet would look like. So it's like it's an image of the helmet, so it doesn't look that much different.
It doesn't look too different, especially if you're watching the game broadcast, because obviously like a video of a practice, you're going to see it really, really close and zoomed into the player. But if you're watching the game on the normal camera, on the high camera, you can hardly notice it.
So a lot of Steelers news that's out there, though. So Russell Wilson, he was limited in practice again today. They haven't ruled him out. They probably wouldn't do that until last minute, but it is questionable as to who's going to start at quarterback. Is it going to be Russell Wilson? Is it going to be Justin Fields? And also, tight end Pat Freiermuth, he was looking for a new deal. He just signed a 4-year deal for $48 million. So they locked up one of their key targets. Now, they have a really good receiver that they believe in, George Pickens, and they have a lot of others. They drafted a receiver in Roman Wilson. He's been injured until this point, so it's up in the air as to whether he will play on Sunday. So got some question marks going around.
Told you yesterday, Pat Surtain became the highest paid cornerback for the Denver Broncos, $24 million annual value. Didn't last long. Jalen Ramsey and the Miami Dolphins reached an agreement on a 3-year extension worth $24.1 million.
Of course.
That's what Adam Schefter is reporting. That will make Ramsey the highest paid cornerback in NFL history, the second time in his career. Mike McDaniel confirmed Friday that he has signed the extension with the team. 3 years, $72.3 million, guaranteed $55.3 million. It all starts this season.
It's great for Jalen Ramsey. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because players look forward to signing multiple contracts, and he's somebody that's in that position where he signed multiple contracts. And he's been with multiple teams. That's something that Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, pointed out years ago. He said good corners aren't going to stay with the same team throughout their entire career. They're going to move around simply because there's always going to be a need, and there's going to be teams that engage in trade talks and try to get these guys in trades all the time. And he was right. It always happens.
Who has that salary cap that can afford to pay? That's what it boils down to. And the old team may not have it, so go somewhere else.
Darrelle Revis became a master of that.
Yeah.
Moving around and getting the highest contract that was out there at the time.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, James Miller will join us. We're out at Guatney Chevrolet today. May want to head to the James Street exit in Jacksonville this weekend. Weather's going to be awesome if you want to walk around the lot and take a look at all these vehicles. We'll hear from him, and we'll wrap this thing up. It's Out of Bounds.
Edwards Food Giant presents Razorback Baseball color analyst and Drive Time Sports co-host Rick Schaefer every Tuesday morning on Morning Mayhem. Rick will share his special take on Razorback sports with the guys each week. Edwards Food Giant, the meat people, the only stop you'll ever have to make for your family's groceries.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas takes on 16th-ranked Oklahoma State in Stillwater tomorrow at 11 a.m. on ABC. Radio coverage will be on the Buzz starting at 7 a.m. with a Hog Wild pregame show thanks to Mud Connections. Stay tuned afterwards for the fifth quarter postgame show thanks to First Security. Arkansas State hosts Tulsa and Jonesboro tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. Then the Central Arkansas Bears will play the Lindenwood Lions at 6 o'clock on The Point, 94.1. Pregame starts at 5 p.m. And nationally, the most notable game of the college football weekend is third-ranked Texas taking on 10th-ranked Michigan at 11 a.m. on Fox. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
It's football and tailgating season, which also means it's Petra's Farm and Grill season. And no tailgate or watch party this fall is complete without the full lineup of Petra's Farm and Grill seasonings and sauces. They've got you covered from burgers to wings, barbecue, and even steaks. Petra's Farm and Grill is locally owned, hoping to bring wonderful experiences for you and your family as you cheer on your favorite team. Shop their online store today or find a retailer near you at petrasfarmgrill.com. Petra's Farm and Grill, masterful blends for exceptional dishes.
What's your Oaklawn? Is it hitting the slots for fun and high fives? Or having a round at Silk's Bar and Grill before the action? Play your way at Oaklawn's 24/7 non-smoking casino. With 1,500 slot machines, live roulette, craps, and blackjack, a sports book where you can watch and wager on your favorite games and live entertainment at Pop's Lounge, you'll never run out of fun. It's time for more winning and more excitement at Oaklawn. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
What happens to your money when you die? Join GenWealth Financial Advisors for a free workshop on September 17th with special guest estate planning attorney Chris Rippey. You'll learn why having a will isn't enough, 5 modern-day grave robbers that could hurt your family, and how estate planning is only one component of financial independence. Seating is limited. Call 866-653-PLAN to reserve your spot. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Independent Advisor Alliance. Independent Advisor Alliance and Genwealth Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Companies are shifting their telephone systems to the cloud, and you should too. ESI eCloud PBX has everything you need. Features like work from anywhere, video calls, and advanced security tools make ESI eCloud PBX one of the best choices for any business. Opt out of the high cost of your traditional phone system and move to the cloud. Sign up for an online demo at nsgdv.com and get your system activated at no charge.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
You're invited to the grand opening of the Cottages at Texarkana, September 11th, 4 to 6 p.m., 4701 Jefferson Avenue. The Cottages at Texarkana is a brand new long-term care and short-term rehabilitation community. RSVP at cottages@texarkana.com.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse on 65th and University has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has it. Like step bars, bed covers, toolboxes, and ladder racks, as well as gooseneck, fifth wheel hitches, and drop hitches. All this and more can be found at Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, a WeatherTech Diamond dealer, 501-568-0040, or online at arkansastruck.com, and ask about the all-new RSI Smart Cap.
Don't miss the High School Scoreboard Show with Randy Rainwater, Kevin Bohannon, and Barry Grooms every Friday night at 10, only on 103.7 The Buzz. Brought to you in part by First Security Bank, Entergy, and UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet, driving, trust every mile.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Live today at Gwatney Chevrolet. James Miller joins us. Remember earlier we were talking with Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. I asked him about a prop bet. Jaquindon Jackson to record more rushing touchdowns and more rushing yards than Ollie Gordon.
It's up?
It's up. Plus 1,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be pretty big. I mean, that'd be a tough one to put any money on because Gordon he's legit for sure.
$10 will win you $100, James.
Man, that's something. Yeah, hey, if you go with James's picks, maybe the Arkansas. Of course, you two guys are not on board with that, but the Arkansas pick, maybe it might happen.
What about Arkansas plus 9.5 points, and Luke has over 32.5 receiving yards?
Love that.
Oh yeah,
that's plus 275.
Yeah, love that one. Yeah, 9.5 points and 32 yards. Yeah, I mean for him, that's probably 2 catches.
Can we just get Luke has on the 32.5 yards?
Yeah.
All right, it's done.
I think they're going to unleash him, really. I think they kind of, they didn't throw a lot to him last week, but I think this week you'll see him unleashed a little bit.
Yeah,
they know what he's capable of.
He's legit, yeah. He is.
I mean, he had a good half.
Yeah, he played one half, but I think they'll let him loose this week.
All right, I did it. Bet Saracen done. That's how easy and quick it can be. That's why you got to download that Bet Saracen app. They provide you with some of those cool options right there. You guys at Gwatney Chevrolet are providing some cool options this week. And the parking lot's just packed full of different cars. You got a little bit of everything. You got some of the new age cars, people like to call it. Those electric cars.
We do. We've got some EVs, and we don't have not just one model. I mean, we got one on the showroom floor. You turn right behind me, a Silverado EV. We've got the Equinox EV, the Blazer EV. So a lot of, and we've got several of them out there to look at and choose from. And one thing we're doing this weekend is if you come in, if you're an EV owner and you want to charge your vehicle, you don't have to go somewhere to a fast charger and pay money for it. It's free right here on our lot. You come up here, you can charge your car for free, take a test drive in one of our EVs while yours is charging, and I'll buy your lunch too. We'll get you next door, get you a fried pie shop, get you a nice hamburger, and milkshake, and hey, how can you go wrong? It's a free lunch. You get your car charged for free. It's all free.
Is that a new body style on that Silverado, or is that unique to an EV?
Unique to the EV, yeah. It's got a similar look of the old Avalanche. The Avalanche Chevrolet used to make is very similar style, but just more updated, a little more modern looking. But it's a beautiful vehicle. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Over 340 miles in range, so you don't have to worry about just hopping down the road and needing to charge. This can go a long ways. You can get over Stillwater all the way there and charge, I think. I don't know, it's 300 17 miles or something I saw. So anyway, but you can go a long ways in them now. They're extending the range on these, and there's a lot more charging stations popping up everywhere, and it's a nice way for people to go to have. My daughter-in-law has an EV, and she loves never having to go to the gas station. She charges at home every night. She never has to have oil changes. You don't have any oil to worry about.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of those maintenance things that you have with other vehicles, you just get the tires when you need them and some brakes, and that's about it as far as maintenance on them. So there's a lot of benefits to them. And I realize it's not for everybody. There's a segment of people it just doesn't work out for. I'm not trying to say it is, but there are certain people that it would really benefit, and we got a good selection of them right now to choose from too. So that's nice.
Yeah, when you put it like that, a lot of things that you don't have to worry about, especially like for somebody that's younger and they're already in that frame of mind, they don't have to worry about all that maintenance on a vehicle. That's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have to, remind my kids, hey, you got to change your oil, and you cannot just drive that vehicle forever and not change your oil. It won't last that forever. So, some of those things, they don't have to worry about that. Yeah, they can just get in, hop in, and go and drive.
What do you see? A nationwide trend? Are EVs becoming more and more popular?
They are nationwide, especially. In our market, it's a little bit slower acceptance, I guess you'd say. And we are a little more rural state, so a little bit more spread out, and you have to drive a little further. So there are some things that, like, again, it's not for everybody, but there are a lot of people in Arkansas that would definitely benefit from an EV. To get one of those, and the nice thing about it, you've got a Blazer out there that's about $50,000, but your payment's only $389 a month. So to get a brand new $50,000 vehicle, you lease it, gives you a chance to see, do I really like this technology? I can lease it for 2 years. If I don't like it, I can turn around and get a different vehicle. But gives you an opportunity to do it for you can't get a $389 payment for a brand new SUV of that quality and that size like a Blazer is, for sure. So there's some benefits to doing it as well for your pocketbook.
What are all the vehicles again? The EVs?
You got the Blazer, the Equinox, and also the Silverado EV out there. So we got some different size SUVs, and then you can step up to the Silverado as well. Of course, the Corvette has an E-Ray Corvette that's got some technology that uses that as well as some gas also as well. It's a little more of a hybrid, I guess you'd say, technology.
Have you heard of any Tahoes that may be coming at some point?
There is talk of that, yes, for sure. I don't know how long down the road that is before that comes, but there is definitely talk of that happening, and I expected to see it at some point. Chevrolet's pretty dedicated to providing the EV market and the availability to people to be able to do it, and the sales are growing. Every month they get more and more sales, and I expect that trend to continue. And again, it's not for everybody. So if you're listening to me saying, hey, you need to buy an EV, and you say, well, I can't do that, I don't trust it, I go too far, I drive a long ways, I make long trips all the time, hey, I get it. It's just not for everybody. But there are a lot of people that would benefit a ton from EV ownership, and we just want to let you experience it, and if you like it, then you can try it out. If not, we understand that too. We're happy to sell you one that gets powered by gas as well.
Yeah, multiple options. It's another option.
Just another option for people, to be able to decide what they want to do and spend their money on.
Well, you got the new vehicle option here, but you also have the previously owned option out here. What do you have out here right now? Any good deals for folks?
Oh yeah, we do, absolutely. We got several vehicles out there starting at $199 a month.
Oh wow!
I mentioned earlier we got some that's starting as low as $6,500. We've got Silverados. They're in the mid-20s, so to get a full-size truck, between 25 and 30,000. We've got several of those out there to choose from. We got some Jeep Wranglers, which are really popular. A lot of people like those, and so we've got some 18 model Wrangler. We've also got a newer model Wrangler out there, a little bit later model. Got some used Tahoes, Suburbans. So just a huge selection. And again, I mentioned earlier, we can get you whatever you want. If you say, well, I don't want any of those, I want a BMW, that's great. We can get access to that and get that for you too as well. So any kind of pre-owned vehicle you're looking for in any price range, we got it for you. We can take care of it.
Anytime you can get into something with low miles also, you mentioned 25 to 30,000 miles, that's a benefit in itself.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, to be able to get the savings of the pre-owned, you get that lower cost, but the miles are still low enough, it's still under warranty. And then we've also got 3-month, 3,000-mile Gwatney guarantee on top of that in all our pre-owned vehicles. They're less than 80,000 miles. So you got a lot of benefits to owning a pre-owned vehicle that come with it,
What do you see during a Razorback game out here on the lot? Does it affect your traffic?
It does when they're playing at home, especially when they're playing home game. We see a little bit of a traffic effect, but even when they're just on TV, there's a Razorback effect that goes into it for sure. And if they're playing in Little Rock, there's a big effect. In years past, it's just dwindled some over the years, but used to. Had a big game in Little Rock, man. It was a little tough on us up here, but there's definitely a Razorback effect. You'll get traffic, before the game, and it'll dwindle down, and after the game, it usually blows up. People come in, and if they win, we get a lot more traffic than if they lose. So,
so y'all be sitting around about 2:30 and going, all right, guys, get ready.
Get ready.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Just a minute.
They're coming. Yeah, and if they win, like I said, it'll even be more traffic. People are a little better mood, a little more willing to spend the money when the Razorbacks win for some reason.
What about the weather? How much does that impact you? Because this weekend's supposed to be awesome.
Weekend's supposed to be beautiful, and so of course, if you're a customer and it's not as comfortable to come out when it's 98 degrees and walk across a lot and shop for a vehicle, so yeah, the better weather definitely helps. But you'd be surprised on a rainy day how much traffic we get. We got a lot of people that work outside, construction workers, and people work out on the roads. They can't come during most times, but if it's raining, they can pop in because they don't have to work and pop in and look. So it's surprising how busy we are on rainy days.
Here's I had a couple of things on our text line. One of them was very complimentary of you. I think you know him too.
Must be related to me, huh?
No. Said, I bought 3 new Chevrolet 2500 trucks, and now my current 2023 Tahoe Premier Diesel. Gwatney has been great. See Scott Sanders for amazing service after the sale from Stubby.
Stubby, man. Oh, yeah. Stubby's a great guy. You couldn't get a better ambassador for Gwatney Chevrolet than Stubby Stumbaugh. He's a good friend and a good customer of ours, and always promotes Gwatney anywhere he goes. Love that guy.
What are some of the more popular selling colors for vehicles?
Your traditional whites, grays, blacks, those are silvers. That's kind of your main core, I guess you'd say, of vehicles. But the new crimson red type colors, kind of that Razorback crimson red, almost like your shirt you got on, Joe. Those kind of colors do real well as well. But yeah, the white. If you got white, gray, black, silver, you got that mix in there. You're gonna have what a big portion of people are looking for, because most of those are the better selling ones for sure.
Talking with James Miller out at Gwatney Chevrolet, you and I had a conversation about the EVs and the technology in them that'll kind of plan your route or let you know where you need to go to charge. This person was asking just a curious question about the EV. What do you do if your car dies on the side of the interstate? Because if your car runs out of gas, you can get somebody to bring you gas and stick in the gas, and then you're ready to go and you got gas. But with the EV, side of the road, no charge, what do you do there? But with some of this technology, surely, or it'll help you prevent that from happening.
You should be able to prevent it, yes. But if you get on the side of the road and you have no battery life, you have to get a tow. Yeah, there's no way around that. But hopefully, like I said, there's technology built into the vehicle to where you can put your route in, and the apps there that they have in the App Center, it'll take you and it'll tell you based on your charge. Like you've got 70% charge, it'll tell you based on that charge, here's where you need to stop and here's the stations along the way. You just plan out your route so that never happens to you. Obviously, no one wants to get stuck on the side of the road. Even if you run out of gas, it's an inconvenience. So it's going to be inconvenient no matter what if you get stuck on the side of the road.
Anytime we're talking about technology, it takes me back to Major League Baseball All-Star Game when the Chevy rep said technology and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's describing the vehicle, and he said it has all this technology and stuff.
Yeah.
and that had to be a great moment for Chevy altogether, and I'm sure you guys saw the benefit of that because it just put the name out there. But
anytime blew that up,
anytime technology is mentioned, I think of that guy.
Technology and stuff, yeah. That's the best way I can describe it because some of it's over my head, honestly.
DC has a question. How does leasing work? Do you have to put down a down payment? You were talking about leasing.
Yeah, leasing's a great way. I personally, my last 3 personal vehicles that my wife drives, we've leased. And the reason we do, she doesn't drive a lot of miles, number one, so that inherently makes it a really low-cost option to do that. But it gives her ability to get in and out of a new vehicle. We never even buy tires. I can't remember tell you the last time I bought tires for a vehicle because, she's getting in and out of them about 2 or 3 years, depending on how long we do. But the payment's a lot lower. You don't have to put anything down. So you can save as much as $200 a month on a monthly payment. On the Blazer, it's even more. But you take that $200 a month over a 3-year period and start doing the math on that, and you're talking about saving a lot of money over a 3-year period compared to buying and owning it. And let's face it, you finance one for 6 years, 7 years, you don't own it anyway. The bank owns it. So until you pay that thing off, and you'll trade it in most times before you ever pay it off anyway. Mm-hmm. So you're leasing one anyway, whether you like it or not, just maybe the names and things like that. But there's a lot of good benefits to it. And again, leasing is not for everybody. If you drive a lot of miles, it's not the right option for you because there are some mileage limits and there's some penalties for going over the miles. You can buy extra miles, but it's, there's some people that doesn't work out good for sure. But it's a nice option. It works out great for us. We save a lot of money. She stays in a new vehicle, and I never have to worry about buying any tires, brakes, anything. We just drive them and flip them back in, and you're not upside down. You don't owe more than it's worth. You take all that off the table, so you don't have that risk involved.
So it's the lease for 2 years?
You can do 2 years or 3 years, 39 months even, go out 48 months.
Uh-huh.
Most of the leases on 2 or 3 years that we do. But it's a neat option to have that and not have that worry of what's my car gonna be worth in 3 years if I want to trade it in. I'm gonna owe $3,000 more than it's worth. With a lease, you just walk away from it. You turn it in, say I'm done, get my new one, start over, and keep rolling.
Wow.
And again, it's not for everybody. Some people like to actually pay it off and own it and not have a car payment after 6 years. But most cases, after that 6-year period, you start having things wrong with the car, and I got to buy for this, buy that, pay for that. So you're gonna end up buying another one anyway. So.
My wife hadn't paid off a car ever. So what am I doing?
Yeah,
I think she drives too many miles.
Should be leasing. She might drive too many miles.
Yeah, it should have been, but I think she'd probably just kill that mileage. But now one's gone and the other one's driving now. Maybe she's driving a little less. Maybe something I can look into.
So is that the thing with leasing, though? You go over the miles and then you have to pay a little extra towards it?
There's a penalty unless you build that in the front end. If you know you're going to be driving 20,000 miles a year, you can do a 60,000 mile lease for 3 years, 20,000 a year. Just raises your payment up some to do that, to buy those extra miles. But you can do it on the front end, that way you don't have to worry about the extra payment on the back end as well. And the payment's still cheaper than buying it outright. So that's a real big benefit, is most leases you're going to have a lower payment than purchasing it.
If they want to come out this weekend, what are your hours? When are you going to be out here?
We'll be out, we're up to 7 o'clock tonight. We'll be out 9 to 6 tomorrow. And, of course, we never leave until our customers are done shopping with us. So we say we close at 7. I can't tell you how many nights I've been here till 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock because we're not going to leave until you're done. If you want to shop and you want to look at cars, drive some, if it's 7 o'clock, we'll stay as long as we have to finish your deal. But we close at 7 tonight and 9 to 6 tomorrow.
Awesome. James, thank you.
We
appreciate it.
Appreciate
thank
you guys being out here today. Enjoyed it.
Good luck with your picks.
I'm gonna beat you, Wess. No doubt.
We're gonna call you Monday.
Yeah, we'll see about
that. Call Monday.
We'll see about that.
You can gloat or eat crow one way or another Monday. All right,
thanks a lot, James.
We got to take a break.
Guys.
We'll wrap it up when we come back. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Are you looking for a dealership to have your back? It's your lucky day. Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am and Sea-Doo of Russellville is your one-stop shop for all things power sports and marine. Our family-owned and operated dealership is celebrating 24 years in business this summer. From our Can-Am and Sea-Doo certified service technicians to our highly knowledgeable sales team, we take pride in how well we take care of our customers. On the road, on the water, or in the trails, we've not only got the ride, but the service for you. Stop by and see us in Russellville or check us out on Facebook today. See our current inventory at hubbardpowersports.com.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? Oh, no way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
See shelter agent Vic Seidenschwartz in Carlisle, Lawrence Forrester in Cabot, or Hayden Strickland in Sherwood.
Hey, this is Mitch with Red River Auto. You know, we're pushing 20 years of being in business, starting at Heber Springs of Red River. And now we've got a Ford store in Cabot and a Ford and Toyota store in Wynn, along with our pre-owned store right there in Jacksonville. Folks, you know us for our huge discounts. Like right now, we have rebates up to $15,000 off Ram trucks. But we've also got the Ford, and what a lot of people don't know is we have the Toyota Tundra too. Folks, if you want a great deal on a vehicle, check us out at redriverauto.com.
Well, we are on the back half of summer, and those colder days are right around the corner. And if you're like me, you may have some achy joints when the weather changes. Hey, everybody, it's RJ Hawk. Do you want to change those achy joints? I've got the solution. It's called QC Kinetics. They are the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulders, this is something you need to check out today. I actually had a neighbor of mine the other day that called me and said, I went to QC Kinetics, got that free consultation, and they've got me set up on a therapy. It's going to change my life. It can change yours as well. This therapy will enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get you back to doing stuff that you love without pain. And the best part, there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. It's time to get your life back. Call QC Kinetics today.
Life comes at you fast, especially behind the wheel. So if you think it's no big deal to drive a little over the speed limit, think again. In a collision with a pedestrian or bicyclist, it can mean the difference between life and death. Getting somewhere a couple of minutes faster isn't worth someone's life. Let's look out for each other by following posted speed limits. Drive aware, save lives. A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
The circle of life includes death. For wills, trusts, and probate matters, there's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of legal lions. Exceptional communication and exceptional results in both the negotiating room and the courtroom. Lion Legal, the legal pride of Arkansas. Call 227-ROAR, and Lion Legal will come roaring to the rescue.
John Madden, Pat Summerall, Howard Cosell, Al Michaels. All great names in NFL lore, but there's only one legendary name that stands out above the rest when it comes to football expertise: Bill Vickery. And this Sunday, see for yourself why there should be a bust of him in Canton as Bill broadcasts his show, The Sunday Buzz, live from Sauce Bar and Oven from 10 until noon, leading right into all the Week 1 NFL action. Bill Vickery live this Sunday, only at Sauce and only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Give me something light a cigarette just so I can breathe.
All right, let's wrap it up. Live today from Gwatney Chevrolet. Thoroughly enjoyed our day today. Let's see, text line. We got one here. 870 says, Wes, give me some winners on the Saracen app for the Hogs game tomorrow. You liking any of these player props? Well, you just tuned in because we just I made a couple of bets just a few minutes ago. Bet Saracen right now has a couple of player prop specials for the game tomorrow. So if you just click on the game, Arkansas-Oklahoma State game, and they've got Arkansas plus 9.5. Luke has over 32.5 rushing yards at plus 275.
Receiving yards.
Yeah, thank you. Receiving yards, plus 275. So I hammered that. Jaquindon Jackson to have more rushing yards and more touchdowns than Ollie Gordon the second. Sorry, he hadn't had a kid yet. That's plus 1,000. James was like,
you're always looking at good money.
I am, and I think I like JJ a lot. I think he's going to do well tomorrow. So I took it. I took a little of that, and they just added one. They had 5, and now there's 6 on here. Here's a new one. Arkansas plus 9.5. Luke has plus 4 receptions, and Taylon Green over 1.5 passing touchdowns and over a half a rushing touchdown. That's plus 900. So there's 4 different things that have to happen there, but that's plus 900. Now, on the double R prop bets, we talked about earlier in the week, and we hit a couple of those for the Arkansas game. I liked Jaquindon Jackson. No, Joe, you liked Jaquindon Jackson over 99.5 yards rushing and over 1.5 total touchdowns for plus 650. I did.
I like the plus 650.
You like the plus 650. I took Taylon Green. Total yards passing over 249.5, so he needs 250 or more. Very doable. Total yards rushing over 55.5, so he needs 250 passing, 56 rushing. I got it at plus 600. It's now at plus 400. I jumped on it early, and a lot of other people have jumped on it, and that price has gone down a little bit. But I like it. And there's one more, Xavier Sorey, the linebacker for Arkansas. Over 6.5 total tackles and over a tackle for a loss, or half a tackle for a loss. I hit that earlier when the odds were better, but it's plus 210 right now. Look, they're playing a running team. Ollie Gordon's going to run the ball 25, 30 times.
Yeah.
Your linebacker's going to have some tackles. He better, or Arkansas's in trouble. I think Sorey gets his number of tackles, get him for a tackle for a loss, and you're set there on that one.
That's why the one with Landon Jackson, over 5.5 tackles, that's doable, but then over 1.5 sacks. So, I mean, he's getting after the quarterback, and he'll have some opportunities, but how many opportunities will he have? And then you have to maximize those when you get them. But that is that's plus 450, so something to look into.
Yep. Cattleman says, I'm looking at betting the under on the Packers-Eagles, Titans-Bears, Texans-Colts, Cardinals-Bills, Jags and Finns, Rams-Lions. What's your opinion, guys? Well, I've already told you I like the under early in the season. Did last night end up, it hit under, didn't it? 27-20?
27, no.
47.5.
I thought it was 46.5.
I don't have a way of checking. I don't know. But I'm not against going under early. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Dolphins scare me. I think there's, they can put up some points.
And Jags, I think they can score a bit.
That's it. What a great week. And topped it off with a fine day at Gwatney Chevrolet. Come visit them out here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Monday's going to be fun. It'll be really fun if Arkansas wins. Joe, have a great weekend.
You too.
Drive Time Sports is next.
Chris Hodge, the longtime host of Sports Investors Daily.